Long have we waited.
You sick of me yet? D-slur.
In the middle of the intro. God damn it. In the middle of the intro. Okay. It's okay. Long have we waited. Stream. God damn it.
Evan, I have already been at work for 3 hours. And am here for 9 more. Did the same thing yesterday. Solo.
Thanks 100 bits, Azalea. Appreciate that. Thanks for the sub month, Mel. Appreciate that. 38 months, bro. How's that? That's pretty cool. Let's go, dude. That's, hey, man. Yeah, fuck the intro, man. God damn it. Screw it, I guess. Fine. You know what? You guys get one real intro a month, and that was it. Y'all spoiled it. Y'all ruined it. Y'all ruined it. Yep. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Cow. Good morning, the Eldritch Garthen. Good morning, Castiel Dog Creations. Good morning, Nick 6997. Good morning, Shoujo Aesthetic. Good morning, Atari _ 2600. And good morning, Duchess Danny Rao. What's up, guys? What's going on? That's right. I'm full naming you guys. You best hope I don't middle name you. That's right. You best hope it. Because y'all ruined the intro. I mean, you didn't ruin the intro, Cass. You're perfect. You're fine. You're fine, sweetheart. It's okay.
You're getting ready for the giant slalom at the Olympics.
Giant slalom? The fuck's a slalom again? Is it the thing where you go back and forth on the skis? Oh, yeah. You gotta hit the flag. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really ski. I don't think I'm much of a skiing guy, to be honest. More of a snowboard kind of guy. Have I ever snowboarded? No. Have I skied? Sure. I am an indoor winter. So it's so funny. Ella and I were like, hey, because Ella's a really big snowboarder. She is a snowboard fucking ice queen, bro. She's got it. So we were gonna snowboard again. She was gonna snowboard. It was gonna be dope. The plan was originally I was gonna get gear and snowboard and whatnot, and then we were gonna go to the mountains where we live and snowboard this winter. Then we realized it was expensive, so I was like, you know what? We'll go out there. I'll hang out in the whatever. You go snowboard. It'll be sick. We'll have a nice like time out in the mountains. And then she got pregnant. Apparently, you're not supposed to snowboard down a mountain when you're pregnant. So fuck that plan. Apparently, Yep, fuck that plan. There will be no snowboarding with pregnant baby Bob. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. The extended my ski experience was the Wii game. That was enough, though, right? I mean, basically, it makes you an expert in any sport you try. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Moose. Thanks for the 100 bits, too, dude. I appreciate that. You don't have to wait. You don't have the lit up pineapple anymore. So here's the problem. My entire house to get ready for baby, don't forget, I had to basically move. I had to move out of and into my own home because that carpet we had to move everything. So I am slowly getting things back together. I don't even know where the pineapple light is, bro. It's amazing that like Ella, look at that. Look at that hanging cable. I haven't even done cable management on her desk yet. Dude, half of the shit in her house is, you shouldn't see her downstairs. Our downstairs is still chaos, dude. It's fucking awful. So I'm pineapple lightless, but there's a cool, dope light that I really want to get, from the Pokemon Center, actually, of all places, because when Elle and I were looking for, baby stuff. Oh, by the way, Chris, because, babies in May. Just because maybe it might be weird. Occasionally, Chris, I'll have somebody who's like from my real life, one of the boys, the Way Ambush Force, Boyko, somebody coming to stream, and they're like, Ella, what happened to the girl you married? She just goes by Ella Blackwood online, because that's her D&D character that she made into her Twitch account. And we keep all of her info, her IRL name and stuff private. So if I'm ever referring to Ella, That's the same girl. I've been married for fucking 15 years or whatever. 13 years, something around there. Just in case. Because occasionally someone will be like, well, what happened to that thing? So, yeah, no, it's that's what I'm referring to Ella. I'm referring to girl at wedding, that whole thing. But yeah, May. So, hopefully I don't fuck it up. Hopefully I don't mess up being a dad and raise a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Could you fucking imagine? Holy shit. I was gonna awkwardly ask, same wife. Yeah, no, I know I know. So the story of how it happened is basically Ella was going to be, Ella, she was gonna create her own Twitch account because I was like streaming now, right? And she was like, what do I call my Twitch account? And I was like, why don't you just name it after your D&D character, Ella Blackwood? And so she's like, okay, cool. And so she named her Twitch account Ella Blackwood, which is her paladin she was playing at the time. But then she created her dice business based off of her paladin and called it Blackwood Dice. So it's not like I'm referring to her as a username. It's not like, oh yeah, my wife Crusher99. People are like, okay, that's obviously her. No, it's confusing. Like Jason came in one day and was like, so did you and her, did you guys split up? What happened there, man? Yeah, no, it's just she's pretty private, so like my stream's never seen her. They've seen the extent of her hand or whatever reaching into the frame of stream. So yeah, she's a I guess you'd have to see her in person at an event if you ever wanted to meet her, if you're from the stream. But Chris is an old friend. So I did get new carpet. Yes, it'll be smoked within 2 years. I hope not. Our last carpet, man, we moved into this place. Apparently you gotta keep your carpet like refresh and replace every decade. Apparently you're supposed to replace it every 10 years. That carpet, bro, was like 20 years old almost, because it was the original carpet that this building was built with. So holy shit, it needed to go. God damn.
We have seen the extent of hands, dice chonks, yummy,
that's true,
and the occasional food delivery smile.
That's true. I forgot about that. There's all that LAing in there too. So yeah, well, baby will be on stream for a while when he's born, but at a certain point in time, once he's like a little bit older, then he'll stop being on stream. So should blacklist her name so the message gets yeeted into the void. The problem is if you blacklist names, this has happened to VTubers where they have blacklisted like their own name, and then people have used that to fish their name basically. So like I've slipped a couple of times on stream and called her by her name and stuff and whatever. And so it's like, if you've been around for the longest time, but it's just better. She just prefers to have a separation there. So, makes sense, I guess. It's very weird timing that I discovered the stream also a big like coming up my
that one coming, did you?
Jesus, Mel, chill, bro.
Making sure to contribute to the Ella Gets Taco Bell Fund smile.
She hasn't even got Taco Bell from the last time you contributed to the Taco Bell Fund. She's still Taco Bell list, bro. We gotta drive into town and go to the fucking mall with Taco. God damn it. Okay. Maybe 1,000 bits, Mel. It's extremely generous, bro. But chill, dude. Chill, man. I don't deserve that kind of support. Shit, man. Shit. Well, Chris, I'm excited to hear about it. Did you send me a message on Instagram? I currently still don't have Instagram on my phone properly because I fucked my password up. It's on my computer, but so I did not check to see if it's actually sent me a message yet. But yeah, man, I want to catch up. I'm so curious what you're doing. Where in the world do you even live right now? Fucking China or some shit. Oh, Discord. I check way more often. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me open the message real quick so it's in my actual inbox.
Our queen
Let
is
me
expecting,
just real
therefore,
quick.
Her subjects are required to give her all the funds for the Taco Bell Van Blhart.
Accept DM. Okay, sick. Yes, thank you for telling me where, because I have a shit ton of like Discord DM requests that yeah, man, it's like a fucking nest when I go in there. So okay, cool. I will check it after stream. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man. And thanks 100 bits, Mel. Thank you, bro. That's very kind of you, dude. I will contribute that also to Ella's Taco Bell Fund, which is 100 bits. That's $1 US. So you can basically buy an entire Taco Bell here for that. So kind of decent. I haven't been here in a while. Let's say congratulations to the baby. I have a baby boy last year. Oh shit, that's awesome, Jess. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be having a little guy in May, and I'm very excited. I am looking forward to baby. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to doing the dad thing. I think it's gonna fit me well. It's gonna suit my schedule, being a stay-at-home fucking degenerate artist streamer. How many subs do I have to have before I can call myself a YouTuber? Because I call myself a YouTuber to old people. You know, and like you're at the dentist or whatever, and like some old person's just like, "What do you do?" You're like, "Oh, I YouTube. Yeah, I do YouTube. Oh, okay." You know, you don't explain Twitch, you don't explain streaming, you don't explain whatever. If I say a freelance artist, people are like, "Oh, so you're poor." I'm like, "Yes, but you know, come on, man, we'll have some respect." So I usually just say YouTuber to old people, but I don't think I can call myself a YouTuber yet. Not until like when is it 100,000 subs when you can call yourself a YouTuber? Fucking need 90,000 more. Jesus Christ, bro. New carpet maybe, but older stuff would easily last 30 years. You steam clean it on occasion. Baby spills and excretions will ruin it quickly. Yes, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, honestly. Really hoping we can kind of do our best to try and keep it preserved and nice and whatnot. But you know, like the last owner, man, had like a dog and didn't have it very well trained, so we had to clean the shit out of the carpets when we got in here, and it was not good. It was a bad time in here altogether. So our carpets really fucking needed to go, man. They really needed to go. So even if they do get messed up or whatever, they're expensive though. Carpets are fucking expensive, man. Good morning, Sabine. Maybe you posted on YouTube, you'd have more subs. Yeah, I know. I've been making videos all year. Hey, you know, since January 1st. I gave myself a complete pass not to. With the giant fucking project. The shit. Give me a sec. Okay, give me 1 sec real quick. I need to do something real quick. Okay. Jeez. Whew. We're good. Disaster averted. Babies, man, they're demanding. But yeah, when I was doing big project, I gave myself sort of a pass to not post or do anything for a while. So probably gonna try and get back to making videos like next week, maybe the week after, somewhere around there. The problem is I also don't have any like videos shot, any footage for shit, because all the video footage that I had over January is like all under NDA for the next little while. So damn it. Oh, excuse me. Still got that fucking cough. Good morning, Steve. What's up, bro? So, today, I have made promises. I have made I have come to conclusions and I have made demands of myself, the stream, and other things. But today, we will finish the Bard. We will. I will finish this entire piece. So tomorrow, we can finish our Critical Role Fan Art Friday piece of Octus Ticonus. Which means if we don't want to have any Bard work to do this weekend, we have to get it done today. So, I will not end stream today until the Bard is finished. And if I do, I will add 1D1000. So it could be fine and it could be awful. 1D1000 to the stream time, to the orb timer. I will. The punishment is serious. 1D1000. It's, dude, it could go either way. You have to add 1,000 to something. That could be nothing. Or that could be like endless suffering, my guy. So now you know how determined I am. But I also realized something. I shouldn't take breaks when I'm doing work in the middle of like pieces. I really shouldn't, because the line work is so different.
Baby,
oh shit, Meegs, how can you get how can I thank you for being a prime option when I'm not your prime option, bro? I feel like that's like betraying the. All right, listen, I do appreciate that in the past, Meegs, I have been your prime option.
How exciting!
Thanks, dude. Yo, Calderade, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, my friend. How was stream, bro? What's up, dude? 1D1000 minutes, hours, or days. I need the measurement of time. Yeah, 1D1000, like a whole 1,000, bro. That's a lot, isn't it, Sabine? That's crazy. Like not a D100. You heard me right. A D1000 of time to the stream. 1,000 days. All right, let's hold on now. Let's just chill, bro. Sabine, thank you for the follow, man. What's up? How was the whole stream endeavor? What'd y'all get up to over there? Tell me your tales. You got here for Bard Day, the day in which I finished drawing a bard, or else I have to basically stream until I die. So, but yeah, man, I realized that like when I took a break to do like big project and whatnot, when I got sick in January, all of the sort of part here that I did beforehand looks really different. You know, the hatching looks off, so I'll have to redo this, which is really kind of a kick in the ass, you know. And the Orbathon will last until next year's with 1,000 days of stream. Well, how would you get to 1,000 days when you're just adding 1D1000 to it? Yeah, I don't know. That's not. I didn't say it was 1,000, like 1D1000 days, bro. 1D1000 times 24 hours? Hell no, dude. Hell no. You didn't hear me say that, man. You heard me say specifically only 1D1000, so. Sabine's still here, just pissed off that I won't clarify. 3D modeling an alien for a paint over. Oh, cool, dude. Honestly, I always wanted to like be able to do that kind of like 3D model base, you know, integration to my work, but the only experience I had with 3D when I was in art school was pretty terrible, I'll be honest. I really hated it. I liked, like, in theory, 3D modeling, but the learning of the software, the learning curve on it, made me feel like when I was learning Premiere Pro, like video editing. And that was shit. That was, like, the worst course I had in high school that should have been fun, was a course called Multimedia, where we learned how to use Photoshop and Premiere and a couple of other things like that. But the video editing component of it was absolute ass. It was basically the worst. So I felt dumb again when I was learning 3D. But in recent years, that was like a decade ago. In recent years, I've wanted to actually get back into 3D so that I can make stuff that I can print. And then Ella can cast, so I can put little dioramas in dice for her, which would be kind of cool and kind of fun. So I might get back into it. I've been thinking about it. Can you guys hear Una barking? Do I need to go turn her into a hat? I will turn the dog into a hat if I have to. There may be a raccoon or a bear at the door. Look, these are Canada things. You're nothing? Okay, good. I'll just let her bark it out. If you guys do start hearing Una, please let me know. And I will go show her the great outdoors and prove to her that there is in fact no beast knocking on the front door. She's been nervous, man. Honestly, she's been a bit on edge ever since we had a run-in with some coyotes a little while ago. Well, I don't know if it was a coyote, man. That thing was huge. Like it had to have been a coyote, but I've seen coyotes and that didn't look like a coyote to me. So ever since then, like weeks or months ago, she's been on edge, dude. Every time she hears something now, she's like really nervous. She'll like run upstairs and hide under my desk or whatever when there's a bang or a crash, or just sit there barking at the door if Ella isn't home, which is weird. You'd think that she would run upstairs if Ella wasn't home, but she runs upstairs if Ella's home and downstairs. I don't know, man. I don't speak dog. What do I look like? A dog whisperer? A guy who knew how to raise a dog properly? I do feel a little bit bad that she's like so anxious today, though. Maybe I should go turn the TV on or something so she can't hear outside. I don't know if that's a good like long-term solution for dogs, turning the TV on so they can't hear the bangs and bumps and whatnot outside, or if that's like bad because you want them to be like kind of, you know, desensitized or whatever to it. As punishment, I'm going to request a highly detailed eldritch adorable horror vesper when comms next open on coffee. You want an eldritch horror vesper? What do you mean? What is an eldritch? Tell me, please, what an eldritch horror vesper looks like. Is this vesper with like, you know, extra eyes growing out of her like arms and shit, with like back tentacles and like a second mouth on her cheek and shit? Or is this like, did you ever see the anime Sabine Nyarla Hotep? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Nyaruko, another crawling chaos. Apparently, this is what eldritch monstrosities look like in anime. So, do you just mean a regular Vesper that is in theory an eldritch monstrosity? Or is this like an actual eldritch monstrosity Vesper? Because I'm good with either. Keep in mind, you know, I've served my time as doing my art time. I can proficiently do either. The problem is sometimes you just don't know what your clients want, you know? But she wild chips into a constellation from circle stars. She has black tar oozing off of her. Limbs get elongated. Barovian mist swirls around her. Ooh, okay. So we're not messing around then. This is some serious shit here. Okay. Okay. You know, oh man, okay. Let me just go turn the TV on for her real quick so she doesn't have to hear all the bumps and barks, because I know Ella's out. All right, the TV is on. Yuna is now watching Star Wars. So hopefully she's not as stressed out by the great outdoors. It must be pretty terrifying hearing, you know, subtle noises from outside. We also have a naturally just very anxious dog, so... Like, dude, we tried taking her to the mall for Pokemon Go this week. She was not having it. Put her in her little dog backpack, and she just... She was just vibrating, shaking the entire time. So... This weekend, when the Pokemon Go Kalos tour is on, Elle and I are going to go for a couple of hours both days. Honestly, just send her to my dad's. We've got like moving and stuff to do. We've got work around the house. So all that stress combined with us being gone for a couple of hours each day. You know, normally a couple of hours on its own wouldn't be an issue, but she'll already be high stress from the house being cluttered, chaos, whatever else. So thought it was easier. No wonder she's a saint, well trained to be calm when Star Wars is on. Exactly. You know, she can just be soothed by the sweet sounds of the sweet sculptural rhythms of Jonathan J. Williams. That's right. I need to play John Williams for Ella's belly. I need Baby to associate John Williams music with. Maybe just Star Wars in general, actually, with calm, with happy. I don't know if that works, though. I've heard people say mixed things about it. That you can get a baby to, like, associate calmness with something while they're still, you know, baking. Before getting womb burgled. And then they'll be, like, more chill outside. I don't know, man. I don't know what's real. What do I look like, an expert on this field? All right. So maybe the first course of action is to redo... I hate redoing stuff, though. Okay, I'll avoid it for the majority of the day, probably, and then just do it later. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do for our sketch over. That's what the plan is. You know what? I think I should leave it for Future Evan. Future Evan, man, what a guy. What a guy. Future Evan just, oh man, he takes care of all of my problems. If ever there's something I can't deal with or figure out or whatever, I just send it off to Future Evan and he'll just take care of it at some point in time. It's crazy, man. What a dude. Now, I wish past Evan wasn't such a dick, though. He keeps giving me his work. And I'm like, that was supposed to be for future Evan, not, like, now. It's pretty unfortunate, honestly. Okay. And then also, we'd add some more, like, levels and layers to this, because Brooklyn basically just said yes to details. So when I was looking at this this morning, I realized we need to go a little bit further on it. Now, did I do any sketch work on this morning before stream? Absolutely not. What did I do in the half hour before stream? Did I answer DMs? Nope. Did I post an old video on TikTok? Nope. Did I edit anything? Absolutely not. What did I do in my half hour of quiet time before I started stream today? I did what any good artist does. I played Diablo 2. That's what I did. And I feel better off for it. You know, I feel more alert and ready. I feel more creatively energized. It's great, man. The magic that playing a video game before stream for a little while. Back when I first started streaming, I didn't have anything to do in the mornings, right? Because I wasn't going to the gym or anything. So I'd wake up at like 8 every day, maybe like 9. And I'd stream at like 10 or 11, I think. And I'd like play World of Warcraft sometimes for like an hour or two before stream started and just roll into stream. That was very early days on when I was like still trying to figure out how to get back into a real schedule, kind of fix some of the problems and the issues. But it's a little nostalgic being irresponsible once in a while, you know? It's kind of nice. It's like one of those little freedoms that you enjoy when you have to deal with the crippling terror of working for yourself. You know? You gotta enjoy stuff once in a while. Otherwise, what the hell is the point of being out on your own on your own hours? Wait, oh shit. Oh wait, I'm not reporting. Nope, I remember because my art drive folder is full. All right, screw that. That's why Tayor's there. I had this like just moment of just panic where I realized I wasn't recording, but that's by design because I need a new hard drive, man. I need a new hard drive. I had to like reset my storage and stuff after this silly project was done, but I never did because our house needed to be pulled apart. Dude, I'm so not looking forward to having to move at some point in time. After having to basically move without moving and realizing how much shit I own. I gotta purge, man. I gotta get rid of stuff. Elle and I have tried so hard in the last, like, you know, 3 or 4 years to get rid of shit. And to not, like, clutter our house up. But even then, even with all those efforts, I still have too much shit, man. I was a 20-something-year-old that liked to collect things. From amiibos to anime figures to trading cards. Holy shit, man. Stuff accumulates. I never did the thing where it's like, when I was like 25, I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'm sure by the time I'm 30 or whatever, by the time I have kids, I'm sure I'll be in a much bigger house. Like, oh yeah, dude, a big 3-bedroom. You know, I'll have so much room for all my stuff. I can keep buying collector's edition video games. I can keep buying Lego and Gundams. Yeah, sure, I'll have room for it. I had all those assumptions, man. I had all those aspirations and all those dreams to have space for it. And life has other plans, doesn't it? That was before I decided to go off on my own. Back when I thought that I'd have a reasonable job. That was actually back when I still thought and assumed that I'd be working for Blizzard at a certain point in time. That I was going to actually go down to California and work with Dashto on Team 2 and make WoW with him. And Ella would be a software engineer, one of those companies down in Irvine or whatever. I was like fully all in, committed to the plan of not still being in this home. So having to reap then the issues of space. Nerds, we collect too much shit though in general. we just have too much shit, man, from D&D books and whatever else. I was talking about that with Sir Cobalt recently, who had to do a massive pack up and move and whatever of all this shit. We just got too much shit, man. Holy. We accumulate crap. But it's our crap, right? You know, like it's I wonder if I can I should probably just redo this. Yeah, I should probably just redo this. Shit. Much as I don't want to. It does look different. And I don't like it because of that, so. But hey, it's already basically done, so I can just quickly sketch over it. I think I already have this part recorded too, so ha! Skamaz. The YouTube viewers will never know. It is hard to get rid of things, Jess. I know. And like with baby coming, it's like, oh my god, we gotta like find so much like room for stuff. He has to live in our bedroom for the time being because this is the only other room in the house is this one, and kind of need it for work, you know. It's really hard to get rid of things. I've had like a awakening in the last maybe like decade of just no longer wanting to own shit, but being unable to get rid of the things that I do own, you know? Like, Like here's a challenge. World of Warcraft trading cards. So I have multiple 3200 count boxes, which are just big giant like squares of World of Warcraft trading cards, right? Every World of Warcraft trading card that I had. And it's kind of like, okay, well, what's the problem getting rid of this shit? The problem is it was my favorite card game that I've ever played. All right. I think the World of Warcraft trading card game is a better designed game, than Magic the Gathering by a mile. I think that Magic the Gathering did it first. I think World of Warcraft iterated on Magic the Gathering and did it better. If you play MTG, Warcraft is very similar. Couple big distinctions and differences. Why you might be wondering why do I think that Magic is more why do I think that WoW is better? TCG is a better game. Couple things they did. It doesn't favor the defender. It favors the attacker, meaning that you can attack specific creatures. And what that does is it also and damage stays on creatures. And what it did then is it allowed for cards to have a more interesting battlefield, I think, where you could have cards that had protector talent, like sort of protector abilities, healing abilities. So you could have cards like you could have really squishy, good, casters that can do a lot of damage. But if they're really easy to take down, you also had to have tanks, big cards that had the protector feature on them that made it so you couldn't. Hearthstone was based off of WoW TCG, so there were some similarities there. But I think it was way more fun. So I loved WoW TCG, and I was one of the highest level judges in Canada. I ran the WoW TCG sort of like scene in Western Canada. It was fucking awesome. And then they gave up on the game. And I have all these extra cards. And they're not really worth much. So it's not like I can kind of sell them for, some sort of value. And it's tied to the value of the World of Warcraft brand, which kind of ebbs and flows. So what do I do with that? Do I get rid of it? Because it's the kind of thing where they're expensive, but they don't sell. So if you wanted to go buy a card, it might cost $10 to buy a rare for the WoW TCG, just because there's not many out there. But there's nobody buying it. So if you list your card for $10, it's not going to sell. So it's this weird, like collectors have this weird thing. Maybe some of you guys who have tried to sell old collections or whatever have been through this. But it's this weird market, like, paralysis of nobody wants to lower their price to make it to like move the product because they're all willing to hang on to it because it's got some like value to it or nostalgia or whatever, but no one's buying it either. So it's not like I could go sell my entire WoW TCG collection, nor do I want to, but it's just now like kicking dust in a box. And what am I going to do? Store it and have to pay for a storage locker for that. And it's like, what do I do about my World of Warcraft TCG cards? That's like a big question. And there's lots of things like that, lots of things that sort of like that, where it's like, if like, I kind of want this, and like, it's the kind of thing where I've looked at it and I've gotten rid of everything that I sort of didn't really want or didn't really care about, assuming that I would have more space. Like if I had a house, a real house that had, because this place doesn't have a basement. It's just 2 floors, but no basement. Like think like more townhome style as opposed to a condo style. I don't know what you guys call it in the US. But yeah, having a 3-bedroom home house where I can put 2 kids in 2 bedrooms and then have one myself, and then have a downstairs living room, kitchen, whatever, and then have a basement where I can put my office, and we can put a TV room and games and all that kind of stuff. It's like that's the dream. And if I had that much space, I would not have problems whatsoever with stuff. Whatsoever. I could have enough storage, enough whatever, display case in my office, library in the whatever, games go in the TV room, like totally, Elle and I'd be totally fine. So it's like, you get rid of things, like our video game collection is kind of this decision. You get rid of the video games that you don't really have. Like they're kind of like, they're a little bit too much, they're taking up too much space for our living room here. So you get rid of them so that you're more comfortable here, but then in 3 years you like get your sort of like, long-term home, and then you're like, ah, shit, I got rid of these things that I can never get back because they're like too expensive and whatever and all this bullshit. Or do you like get rid of it because who knows if you'll be in this like smaller place for the next decade? It's like, it's really hard to kind of crack that sort of like future sight and try and figure out like what things are going to look like in the next 5 or 10 years. One of these days I just need to go through my closet, actually toss away the crap I don't use or haven't used in years. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good about everything in our home. Like, I own a very lean, trim wardrobe, for instance. I don't have a lot of clothes. I don't have a lot of shoes. All my clothes fit very comfortably in my drawers, in my closet. My books fit very comfortably in my display case. The only things that don't now, or display case, bookcase, the only things I don't have room for are some of the D&D books that I don't really care about, but I'm happy to put them in storage. And then our old manga, which is where Baby is now. So that's happy to be put away in storage too. Because it's also like, I don't read it anymore. A lot of this is like, you know, teenager manga that you enjoyed when you were 16 or whatever. You know, fucking booba manga, fantasy, whatever, like that you grow out of, hopefully. But whatever. I kept out the stuff that I really liked, like some of the series that I actually would go back and reread or reference. So I'm kind of happy with that. It's like legitimately just collections of stuff. Video games, Gundams, and like some figures and display stuff and whatever. You know? But like I have a bunch of Nendoroids on the shelf back here, on the desk back here, that were opened and displayed, and I put them back in their like box or whatever. And getting rid of all the boxes for all my figures was one of the things that when I said that I was gonna do, my weeb friends lost their shit. They're like, "You're gonna get rid of the box for that Saber figure? Oh my god!" But then its value's gonna tank. With the box, it's on eBay used for $500. Without, it's only on eBay for $200. And it's like, I realized that value trap, again, it's that like fucking poverty mindset when it comes to being a nerd collector, that you think you can get that money for it, right? But if the market isn't moving, you'll never sell it for that. It's like when people buy trading cards. And I would, dude, I broke hearts probably 3 times a week when I worked at the trading card store. Because someone would come in and they would say like, "Hey, I want to trade this whole box of cards in." And you look at it, it's all commons and uncommons, and you're like, "I'm good." They're like, "Well, no, there's like $200 of commons and uncommons in here. So I was hoping to get 120 for it for another like a fresh box of cards, like a sealed box." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is all commons and uncommons. So we're good. We don't need it." They'd be like, "But these commons are $1 each in your binders." I'm like, "Sure." And we'd pay a cent each. Like I'd buy this whole box for a penny a card. And like I'd see people like they'd be like, "But if I want to buy the card online, it's going to cost me $1 or 50 cents or whatever. So why would you only buy it for a cent?" And because they've never understood that like the market, that's the way that kind of works. It's like a card being more expensive than it is to buy than sell is the way that like kind of the rent of the card in your binder space as a store works. So the only things that have value are things that are actually over a certain amount of money. And even then it's not what you think. So someone would bring in a $10 card and we would give them $7 in trade-in, or $8 if we really need it. $7 or $8 in trade-in for it. Great. That works out. But if it's a card that's like $2, you know, that we have like 15 of and it doesn't really move or whatever, then we're going to give you like, you know, we're going to offer you, buy it for 10 cents or whatever. And like, so I wouldn't sell it to me for 10 cents as the card store guy. And I tell people that I'm like, I wouldn't sell these to me for a penny each if I were you, but I'm not taking them from you for more than a penny each. So like, but people, they'd assume it's like when you see those YouTube videos where people are like, "Oh, trying to see if I can make back my money on the booster pack." And they'll have like how much the booster pack cost, and then they'll have the like money of it. And so like every time they pull a common, it's like 5 cents, 25 cents, 10 cents. And the thing to remember for trading cards is anything less than $5 is $0. Anything less than $10 is half as much as it is. So really the value is if you're pulling a $30 card, yeah, congratulations. You can probably get 75% value for that. But then again, it's also only 75% value. If you try and sell your card to the card store, you're like, "Guys, I pulled the $100 Mewtwo Lotus card, Winged Dragon of Ra. I would like to sell my $100 card to the card store." They might say, "Cool, we'll give you $75 in trade-in and $60 in cash if you wanted it. Pick either one." And you're like, "But $60 in cash, the card's worth $100. That's the way it works, dog. You know? And so it's like one of those things that you have to like really understand with collectibles and stuff, that like what is actually the value of it. And that was a big that was a big eye-opening thing for me when I worked at the game store, where I realized things that we're expensive to get. We're not expensive. We're not worth then anything to you as the collector. Later on, unless you want to go through the extensive process of trying to sell it for that much money, listing on eBay and building a reputation and the storefront, whatever, which is just not worth it. So nothing's actually worth what it seems. And so like with figures, like I got rid of all the boxes. Like these Androids, I'm gonna rip them out of the boxes and just put them out. It's like whatever. Why do I need to keep the fucking box? But the weebs, man, when I told my weeb friends that I was getting rid of all my figure boxes, they lost their goddamn minds. They could not handle it, you know. Look at my baby all the time and think, how does such a tiny human need so much stuff? Yeah, that's something I'm really trying to be careful of, is I don't want to fall into that trap. Not that I'm saying you fell into that trap, Jess, but I think that a lot of parents buy a lot of shit for their kids. But I keep like trying to, like Ella and I keep trying to remind ourselves and have like a conversation over and over and over again that we raised babies in the savannah by like taping them to our back with animal skin for like 100,000 years. We'll be okay. We'll be okay if he doesn't have the baby Bjorn, you know, ultra, you know, top fucking ceiling fan bouncer, whatever shit. Like we have a very trim amount of stuff that we're going to get, that it's just like, we do not want a lot of like crap. Toys, PlayStations for play, not PlayStations. That'd be fucking rad. Stuff like that. And I know a lot of people probably say that. And like, whenever I say that I want to do things differently or whatever, I get the response from a lot of parents. Not that anybody's doing it here, but out in the wild, I get the response where people are like, "Oh my god, like, you know, your kid's gonna, you know," I'll like talk about how I don't want to have an iPad kid. And they're like, "Oh, well, when your kid's screaming in public, oh, you're gonna get it." And it's like, I get that you went through that and you couldn't, like, you just got frustrated and gave your kid the iPad so he'd shut up. But I don't want to do that, and hope for more for me. So I've talked to other parents about this, Jess, where it's like, yeah, I want to try and keep our stuff really trim. They're like, oh, but you're going to get the toys and you don't know what to throw out and whatever. And then they're going to like their toys and they're going to want to play with all the toys. And so which one do you get rid of? And you'll keep all of it. And they'll have this whole thing. And then they'll have, you know, the entire house is going to be baby toys and shit. And it's like, man, I really, really want to try and do that differently. You know, I really, really want to try and be very lean on the stuff that our baby has. And I know that it's going to be worse than I think and always more than I plan for. But I want to try and sort of like shoot for the fucking like 0.0 nothing, and then, you know, when it does go over a little bit, it doesn't go over a lot. Because yeah, I don't think I can handle. We couldn't physically fit all that shit in our house. So there's a couple things on our registry. There's a baby shower coming up in fucking March or April or whatever, I forget. There's a couple things on our registry that are a little bit bigger. You know, there is a bouncer rocker seat thingy. And then I forget if there's many other things that are like bigger contraptions or whatever. But I want to avoid the contraptions for baby, you know? I'm weed with a business degree and I understand of supply and demand and inventory turnover. So do you understand exactly why I fucking threw my Nendoroid boxes out, Sabine? Do you support me? Are you the first weeb to support me throwing out my Nendoroid boxes? Because they're arbitrarily assigned some value by eBay nerds that don't want to get rid of them because they also bought them at a certain value and would rather hang on to them and lose infinite money in rent for that inventory rather than you know, cutting their losses. Nerds that are basically drowning to the sunk cost fallacy that their fucking, you know, Nendoroid purchase will be worth whatever or some shit. Yeah, there's stuff like that I it's like, you also, if you get into the whole the value mindset with trading cards and stuff, I'm so glad I had the experience at the card store like a decade ago to completely make me jaded for this modern hype over cards and value, where I see it as completely the farce that it is, right? I know what it looks like to actually make money and invest on trading cards, and I know exactly what it looks like to not. And so this hype is absolutely everybody's going to lose. Like, some people are going to win, most people are going to lose. And I'm not sucked into it whatsoever now because I've seen people lose their fucking life on cardboard. And I've also learned how to like make quite a bit of money on cardboard. Like, I paid for my wedding and all this shit as a young person by selling my cardboard. That's why I don't have any cardboard anymore. I only have a couple of like cards or whatever. I don't have my Lotuses and fucking Tabernacles and Dual Lands and, you know, whatever first edition Charizards and shit anymore. I got rid of all that. because the value of having money in pocket then, and also if you look at it from like when you learned about how actual money investments work, you can look at a piece of cardboard and be like, if I sold this $1,000 piece of cardboard for $700 now and put that in some sort of a investment, a proper investment, an index fund or something, what does that look like in 20 years versus keeping the cardboard? And then you have to hold onto the cardboard. And then there's the emotional sort of strain of insuring the cardboard. And what if there's a fire and my cardboard gets lost? There's a whole bunch of stuff that it's not as glamorous to have. Like, you hear about the success stories, but you hear about the guy that sold his cardboard for, you know, 500 grand or whatever, but you don't hear about all the negative sides of holding on to that cardboard for that long. But I got to see it firsthand. I got to see dudes losing their life over, you know, holding on to cardboard. So I definitely think it's fun, but as an investment, it's a fun investment. Cardboard is absolutely an investment, but it's a fun investment. I think that's the thing now that I think about it, that like really is different from where I was like when I first started trying to get into trading cards and stuff. I used to think that it was like a better investment because it like traced better than the, you know, fucking Wall Street S&P, you know, more trended at like 15% per year return or whatever. But the problem is, man, there's so many hidden costs to having cardboard investments. The modern era of trading cards and Labubus and shit, it's like it's tough to watch sometimes. Because if you're having fun, great, that's awesome. But there's a lot of people that have, like, you know, there was like a study or some shit a while ago, like not recently, like something like 15 or 20 or maybe 30 years ago, that it was an American specific study. It wasn't like a Western, like Canada, US, it was just the USA. But there was some unreasonably high amount of senior citizens that planned that their retirement plan was to win the lottery. And their logic was, if I play the lottery for 30 years, eventually I'll win. So why would I put money away when I could buy a lottery ticket every week? I don't need to win today or tomorrow or next year, but between now and when I'm 65, I'll win the lottery. And it's like there was like a scary amount of like a percentage of Americans surveyed, like double-digit percentage of Americans that actually thought that was the plan. And you're like, holy fuck. You know, I think that this whole idea of cardboard, you know, trading card stuff is that again, or maybe more recently, the example that I'd use is comic books. You know, like maybe 15, 20 years ago, maybe more recently too, but definitely about 15 years ago when I was around 20 years old, the comic book store, I don't know if it still happens, by the way, whenever a new comic book would come out, you would get nerds. They would buy 5 copies of each comic. So they'd have their one for reading, right? They'd have one for I don't know, like easy access selling that they would like want to sell in the next couple of years, and they'd have 3 in the archive, because when they looked back, they saw comic books over a 60-year period. They're like, wow, comic books from 60 years ago are worth a lot of money. And so if I hold on my comics for 60 years, then it'll be worth a lot of money. Not realizing that the market had changed. The easy money had been like made and whatever. And everyone was doing this. Supply had gone up massively. Instead of there being like newsstand Superman comics, people were like, you know, ripping up when they're done, throwing away, putting their chewing gum in, drawing in, whatever. Now the companies are printing millions more copies of each comic. And people are archiving them so much. So, you know, the return is not the same. People realize after 20 years of holding on to their comics from the 90s, they're like, oh shit, this isn't worth dick. And all this stuff that I invested, time, effort, space, especially storage, money, all this stuff didn't come back. There was a lot of heartbreaks in comic books in that period of time. And I think the same's happening with cards. It's already happening with graded cards, which is very interesting too. Things you can plan, but you can't predict. The best plans don't always come together. As long as you're flexible and consistent, you'll do fine. Yeah, I appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, I think that's it's like I can't plan the events, but I can make I can't predict the events, but I can make a plan of how we're like what's the word I'm kind of thinking of here? Like a theory, an ethos, a general sense of what we're gonna try and do. Right, in general, that'll hopefully, no matter the situation or the circumstance, lead to the best outcome possible. right? Favorite thing to do when collecting Pokemon TCG is spending $1 here and there on eBay cards for the illustrator Atsuko Nishida. Oh shit, you're a an artist collector. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's dope. And that's cool. Like, if it's fun, you like that artist, like, that's fucking sick. I mean, that's how like people actually have collections that are built that they make a lot of money on, is they collect things that they think are fun, as opposed to, and then you kind of get lucky, right? Like, you can't predict these things. It's like, by the time, I mean, cryptocurrencies, anything recently, all these investments. Holy shit, keyboard, would you fucking work, please? Jesus. Oh shit, the battery's dead. Oh no, I don't know where my, uh-oh, I don't know where my charger is for this yet. Okay, we'll have to use keyboard that I can't use the alt key on. Today's gonna be a weird stream. We're gonna be experimenting. Oh god, what did I do? Okay. Okay, no problem. No problem, we're good. We're good. No panicking. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. But yeah, you can't predict that that collectibles and things like this will go up. The only way you can predict it is a phrase that I like that is what is it? Time in the market outpaces timing the market. And also you can't afford to not be exposed to certain markets or whatever, products or something in the market exposure, whatever. But the idea is basically, if you buy like a box of every Pokemon set that comes out, that's great. You'll lose on some, you'll win on others. If you buy 6 of the box that you think is good and then miss the next 6 releases, overall that will net like worse returns and values and stuff, you know? Doesn't have no, since comics have gone down in popularity, the manga has taken their place? Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Got 6 boxes of comics from the early 80s and 90s. Their worth is exactly as you described. The best value I got from them was the look on my daughter's face when I gave her a stack of Godzilla and Shogun Warrior comics. She beamed. That's so sick. I love that. That's awesome. And that is worth it, you know? Especially, you know, I think about this Atari also with the age of long-term IPs. So one of the downsides of the modern sort of amount of, what do we call it? I don't want to say marketization, but basically the almost commodification of IPs, but more or less IPs being too valuable that big companies and investments want to put too much money into it. Like, video games used to be unique and interesting and quirky and weird when people were willing to have failures, and now no one's willing to have a failure video game. That's why we keep getting Assassin's Creed year after year after year, right? Same thing with movies. That's why people who are tired of the Marvel movie sort of like dialogue kind of like, you know, thing. That's why we get reboots and remasters and whatever, because no one wants to risk a new thing, you know? A good side effect of that, or interesting, I don't want to say it's good yet, but it seems good. But a side effect of that is that we have these IPs lasting a lot longer. So, like, one thing that I was too young for is I'm too young for Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a lot of stuff, Transformers. There's a lot of stuff from the 80s that I don't have an affinity or an affection with, because it's not part of like what I grew up with, right? And I love that dudes who are like maybe 5 years older than me live and breathe and die by the Ghostbusters, the Goonies, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, these things they love. And I'm like a Pokemon kid. Like, the Transformers that I watched was like Beast Wars and stuff, and then the Transformers movies. I never watched the original Transformers cartoons, right? Excuse me. Or like Gargoyles, you know, Batman Beyond, things like this. That's my stuff. But I didn't give a shit about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Still don't. And that's okay. Just like my kid won't give a shit about Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? And so with IPs now being more eternal, yes, we get less interesting new stuff, but it means that, like, if your kid gets into Pokemon right now, then they'll think that your Pokemon collection that you had when you were a kid is super cool, because you're like, oh, here's my old Pokemon cards, my old Pokemon figures, my old Pokemon game, my old Pokemon thing. Your kid's like, oh my god, this came out, you know, 20 years before I was even born, if they're 10 years old right now. This is so cool. This is ancient history, but they love it, and it's like part of their thing. Just like how Star Wars, right? You could have a kid my age who was 9 in 1999 when episode 1 came out, who maybe had a parent, like my parents didn't give a shit about Star Wars and stuff like this, but maybe they had you have a dad that liked to collect figures, and so he had old like 1970s Star Wars cards and figures. Me as a kid would think that was the coolest thing in the fucking world if my dad had given me a box of old Star Wars cards and figures and stuff. My dad had comics, but he liked to collect a specific type of comic when he was a kid. Hope he still has them. That I didn't really like care about, right? So that is cool, the idea, though. I think it's interesting, though, with that if we collect things now or have these kind of things, we can pass them on to our kids easier, because it's not going to be like, oh, son, here's my box of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics. It's like, I don't care, Dad. I was born in 2010. I don't fucking give a shit about TMNT. Like, who cares? Versus, oh, here you go, son. Here's my box of Star Wars shit. Then that's like rad, right? So I'm really curious to see how that plays out, like sort of with this like kind of generational interest in sort of, IPs and passing stuff down, and see how it works out. I really do hope that like our little boy grows up thinking we have the coolest like house and the coolest like parents and shit, because we have like, video game posters on the walls and stuff like that. Or maybe it'll be common for our kid. Maybe it'll be very common for parents to have that kind of stuff. That experience of like my generation being like a mid millennial, we have no connection to our parents, just like how they had no connection to their parents. There's just nothing. There's, besides maybe if you were into sports, right? It's like, oh, grandpa, dad, and I have all been Cubs fans for 350 years or some shit. We only won the fucking World Cup 1 Super Bowl ago. It's like, great, whatever sport you're into, that's awesome. But now I think the generation, like the gap between millennial parents and their kids is gonna be a lot smaller, because we're still kind of like, my kid could feasibly play League of Legends if he was, if I had a kid when I was 20 and I had a 15-year-old right now, he could feasibly have grown up playing League of Legends, and I could play League of Legends, and I have League of Legends posters up. And it's like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? I wonder what that's gonna kind of look like for for my kids. I don't know what generation he's going to be. I don't know what generation babies are born this year are considered, but it's interesting to think about, I think it's called Erica's Invitation. Looks like it's up to $15 to $20 now for, oh, is that a card that you like to collect or whatever? I really wanted to collect all of one card, like have a binder for that. But the card I wanted to collect, it was around when 2020 happened, and the Logan Paul Pokemon shit happened. And so there's no way that I can now collect a Pokemon card anymore. Unless I collected just like some ridiculous card that's not worth literally anything. There's no way I could do something like that. The card that I wanted to, and I have a couple copies of it actually. I have a couple copies of the Japanese Jungle Flareon. I always really liked that card. I really like the artwork. I really like the colors. I really like the holo. One of my favorite Pokemon. And I wanted to collect, have like I thought it'd be cool to have like get to 100 of them. But anything that's old like that is just way too expensive now. I think those cards are probably like $70, $80 now, which is
Evan,
too much.
It's the card I was talking about.
That's
this
me. Hello,
one
what?
Lady only collects that singular card.
Oh, cool.
She has like a full binder and always looks for them at cons.
That's cool. Yeah, sure. I mean, if it's your jam, you can kind of also move the market a little bit with some things like reserve list cards. But people, the time for doing that with reserve lists like $2 cards is kind of over. Every reserve list card that was gonna have for Magic the Gathering. What the hell did I just do? All right, dude, getting used to this new keyboard's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna push it out today. We're gonna push through it. I'm gonna do it, even if it takes me longer to do anything today. We're gonna push through. No giving up. Even if I hit the Windows key 15 times. It's on bits though, Azalea. I bind our first run prints from my first 2 sets of Pokemon that are all mint or near mint. Minty. Yeah, I mean, collect what you like. I mean, that's the problem with the millennial collector, is that they think that they are replacing their future sort of security with the trading card today. And if you're buying trading cards, and it's a great way to spend your money. Hey, if you want to spend $100 on fucking Pokemon cardboard, over going to the bar and igniting that on, you know, drinks and stuff on a weekend. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's beautiful. But the problem is, does that then replace your natural, responsible adult investments that we should all be making into our future? You know, that's when I think the millennial collector runs into an issue. Good morning, Brooklyn. Good to see you, bro. So I don't know. I gotta I don't know what to get rid of. There's lots of things that I should. Like the Legos, one thing I think that isn't gonna have a space in our house, like at all.
I just really liked them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They were all ones I opened way back when.
Oh, that's cool.
I just keep them in a binder cause they stay pretty to look at.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely reasonable. Yeah, if it makes you happy, like, you know, that's a great reason to get it. It's a great reason to have a collection of something. But that's the thing, man. That's what's lost in the hobby is the sheer enjoyment of it for the sake of enjoying it. Everything's about the value now, you know? I mean, the growing family doing well. Got to keep it late with the baby. Well, here's, dude, heat. Yeah, we're good. We're no longer sick as ever living shit. That's the thing. I don't want to I want to definitely want to have Lego for baby. Baby boy needs to have Lego. That's important. All right. But the problem is I don't want to give him sets. Like, I feel like baby boy needs just like what I had, a giant bin of Lego that you can just build and rebuild and fucking be creative with. Problem is if I buy him like sets of it or let him I would be heartbroken if he fucking tore up like one of my like precious Lego sets to make into whatever, you know? So it's one of those things. It's like, it's almost like adult Lego. I know it's kind of a sad term, but it's almost like adult Lego and the kids Lego. Oh, I can't use the alt key anymore. That's right. Okay, hold on. How am I gonna do this? I have to go. I have to do it on a different layer. Or I just figured out how to disable this macro shit on and be able to use my alt key. That'd be great too. But that requires me to do some thinking. I don't want to think while I'm streaming, so I'll figure that out later and do the long workaround today. So you guys are sick. Baby starts with a giant mixed box of Duplo. Yeah, dude. Like a big box of Duplo, and then I want to get him I really hope. I think this is actually really good for kids development. I really hope we have a Minecraft baby, or Minecraft kid. I think Minecraft kids actually have pretty good creativity, you know, overall, and exploration. And Minecraft isn't overstimulating, so it's not like a game that you can't play as a young kid. I think Minecraft's actually a great game for what it is. So I really hope we have a Minecraft kid. And God knows it'll still be a thing when he's like 7 or 8 years old. But there's really cool Minecraft Lego sets, dude. If I had like an 8 or 10-year-old right now, I'd get him Minecraft Lego sets all the time. Oh yeah, man. The Minecraft Lego sets are actually just sick. Or there's if again one of the further disappointments of me not getting to be a girl dad. Ella's really really fond of like the Disney Lego sets, all the the princess castles and shit. She's like, you know what? It's okay. We'll get him the fucking starships and tanks and stuff. And next one, if we have another one, we have a girl or whatever, then we can get her the fucking princess castles and shit Lego sets. We'll do Minecraft and princess castles and whatever. Boys can like Disney too? They can. It's just the Lego sets are all kind of more geared towards girls. There's not really many Lego or there's a couple of Disney sets that are more more Lego sets that are more yeah, that little boys would probably enjoy too. But a lot of the ones that Ella really liked were the princess castles and shit. So probably not those. I don't know. You'll guarantee a girl would love pink and frilly, or that a boy wouldn't. I mean, yeah, we don't know what kind of kid you're gonna have, right? But certainly kids tend to have biases, right? The boys are gonna be more likely to want to fucking dinosaurs and shit and whatever, and just the way kids work. So hey man, I used to, when I was a kid, I was like, my favorite Elle was so jealous of me because I got all the girls toys that she wanted. I used to like really love Littlest Pet Shop. And if you're fucking 39 years old, you know what that is. But if you're under the age of 56, you have no idea what those toys are. But those were girls' toys that I like always liked to play with. I don't know why. Polly Pocket and shit like that, man. So you never know, man. You never know. What's up, Silesian? Good morning, bro. I really hope that our little guy likes hockey, because Ella really wants to be a hockey mom. He's like, what if our boy grows up and plays in the NHL? Like, okay, chill. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, let's not. That's expensive, bro. It's expensive for youth hockey. I don't think we can afford to have him in, in youth hockey or whatever. So, I don't know if that's ever a possibility for us, just because it is, dude. I hear that like if your kid's a teenager and they're in like U15 hockey, I hear it's like a $13,000 a year commitment for the league, equipment, travel, rink, whatever. It's like, holy shit, how do kids, like, I get youth sports are expensive everywhere, but I think hockey is like probably one of the most unreasonable ones. You know, football, baseball, those kind of things, they're pretty chill compared to fucking the equipment and rink fees for hockey. So we'll see. But we did go to the mall and get a bunch of the Flames players to sign that little jersey of his and a little stick. So Al's gonna make a little mini stick wall for him right by his crib. We're not going too crazy, baby, because it's still our bedroom. We don't want our bedroom being all fucking baby shit. But we're doing Star Wars, dragons, and hockey for him. That's gonna be his baby themes. So, let's toys operated with wait is operated with genitals probably okay for kids of both sexes? Yeah, but like kids tend to prefer things, and I'm not, you know, like I understand what you're getting at, but like being around my nephew, he is definitely a little boy. His parents are very sort of progressive and willing to kind of like let him do whatever he wants and whatever. There's no like, oh, you're a boy, you have to like boy things with them or whatever. But he tends to just like dinosaurs and monsters and shit and has no desire and, you know, anything slightly softer or more feminine. So, you know, there are those generalizations that kids tend to sift into. If you really want to have the braiding hair experience and fucking Disney princess, more likely gonna have that with a little girl than if you have a little boy, you know. So kind of setting expectations, you know. It is too much, right? Like, what the fuck, dude? So I got myself my first hockey stick in probably 30 years. I bought me a hockey stick on the weekend, and I bought a wooden stick for $30. I bought a $30 Sherwood wooden twig, and I'm gonna go and get some equipment and go play shinny at the rink or close to where I live, because I want to have some better developed hockey skills so that I can play with a little boy and teach him how to play. I think that's cool. Ella, it's really important. Ella really wants that too, so she's like really excited about it. But so I'm like trying to buy like a little bit of equipment here and there, you know, go shopping at Canadian Tire. I'm not buying fucking $500 Bauer Pulse composite sticks and shit like that. I'm buying pretty easy, manageable stuff. But when I was young, I used to play I used to be a goalie, and any sport I played that there was some sort of a netminder or a keeper, I always liked that role. So in soccer, I was a goalie growing up. Hockey, goalie, you know, all through junior high, high school, floor hockey, whatever, always goalie. So I was looking at getting goalie pads and thinking like, well, it's more expensive than regular equipment, but how bad can it be? And the cheapest, like bottom of the barrel, you'll probably get injured with this shit, do not buy it, goalie pads they had was like a full setup was like $2,500 for the cheapest shit you can get. So that didn't happen. I'm not getting me goalie pads apparently. I ain't doing that down at the rink. The rest of it, like, you can get a gloves for like $60 and a helmet for $100 and skates for maybe $300 or whatever. Doesn't need to be very expensive. And then other pads you don't really need for shinny. But yeah, I'm really not excited at the thought of our kid wanting to get into sports and do that whole hockey grind. Me as a little girl, I picked up worms off the street and brought them inside, telling my mom they were cute. I think those gender lines are blurred so often they're no better than stereotypes. Sure. I mean, yeah. We all have, like, exceptions and stuff. And there's lots of sort of girls that will favor the kind of the interest of the little boys, like lots of tomboys, but it doesn't usually go the other way. So that's why a lot of like moms talk about, like, you know, when Ella told them that we were having a boy, they're like, oh, you must be so disappointed, just because they all wanted that experience of having little girls and stuff and doing that whole thing. You can't really, you know, like, boys aren't gonna like Ella's not gonna braid hair, for instance. You know, like, we're not gonna have our kid have our little boy have long hair, right? Because you know, they get bullied and shit and whatever. Like, if he's older and he wants to, go for it. But when we're taking him for a haircut, like every other little boy, we're just gonna get him a regular haircut. So there are certain things like that that you just can't really, you know, avoid or whatever. That's okay. There's lots of great experiences that I think having a son's gonna be really cool for. Even if Ella doesn't get to braid hair, I think she's still, I mean, she never once was disappointed. I think she wanted a son a little bit more. She wanted to do the hockey mom thing. You're more likely to with a little guy than a little girl. But I hope that's changing with things like the PWHL. I'm literally wearing the PWHL Vancouver jersey, so clearly there's a line for little girls and women to get into professional hockey. More than there was, you know, when we were kids, right? So she probably could have been a hockey mom either way, but more likely with a little guy anyway. Okay. See, this is better. I knew I had to redo this because the line work just changed too much in a month of me doing other projects. I mean, it's good that I improved, you know, that I like got better and whatever, but it's just shocking how, though I suppose it's like you hear a month of projects, but I think the difference between like the previous line work and then the new stuff I'm doing was like 20 portraits and 4 full body sketches in between each other. Just crammed into that 3-week period. It was unbelievably intense. That like it's like that fucking Captain Jack Sparrow quote meme. I finished the project and I was like, I will not be doing that again. Oh, deadlines. I mean, it was really fun, but it was just very exhausting. I absolutely would do it again. But I hope to have better planning on my end so I'm able to stretch them out a little bit and not have to cram everything into 2 weeks. So, my issue completely. But still, definitely improved, definitely got better, definitely grew. That was too much crunch. That was way too much crunch, dude. Oh god, that was too much crunch. And it's like, I don't work for a video game company because I didn't want to crunch. Not just that, like there's other reasons, but man, being able to avoid video game crunch is like a big selling point for me on the whole not having a stable, reliable position at a real studio. Being able to dictate my own hours and stuff. Like, I was taking some shit from the guys at the gym because yesterday and a little bit this morning because they were saying, so are you going to be able to take any time off work when your baby arrives? I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I can take as much time off as I want. You know, I'm planning on taking 2 weeks off of everything and whatever, but you know, and I'll go back to I won't be skipping the gym. You know, I'll be still like living normal life when baby arrives, but I just won't be working for 2 weeks. And they're like, wow, what do you mean? What if you want more time off though? Like how are you going to take as much time off as you want? Like, wow. I'm like, well, I work for myself. Like, oh, must be nice. Must be nice. You can just do whatever you want. No boss, whatever. All the freedom. No, not working a real job. Like, bro, I work more hours than you. Like, don't fucking start with me. Don't start. I work so much harder than all those guys. I work ridiculous hours to be able to, you know, and deal with terror and fear all the time of not eating and whatnot on a given month. So when I get the advantage of being able to pick my fucking hours, when, you know, be able to go on vacation when I want or take fucking parental whatever time off, it's not even paid. I don't even get paid time off, dude. What the fuck? I wonder if the government of Canada has anything like that for parents that work on their own. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I'll probably taking 2 weeks off for that. Still trying to maintain a reasonable schedule though, gym and everything else. It's like, you know, keeps me sane. We'll have some family coming into town to help Ella and I with baby. That's gonna be fun. Some of our favorite cousins. I'm very excited to see them. Cousins on Ella's side. They're like big sisters to Ella and I. I really, really adore them. But I won't be going too long from stream or whatever. I'm glad you liked it, Brooklyn. Self-employed journalists hustle so much more than 8 to 5 office drones. Well, there is benefits to both. I don't think that I think that there's not a better way of doing it. It matches up with sort of your personality type. The grass is always greener on the other side, though. You know, like I have friends that will see, like, it's interesting because I'll have friends. So someone will see someone cheer like 10,000 bits. They're like, someone just gave you $100, dude. Oh my god, like that, bro, must be so nice. Like, oh man, god, I want people to just give me, you know, like whatever. It's like that person's supporting the project that I'm doing and whatever, and like it means meaningful or whatever, you know. But they also didn't see the 5 years prior or whatever, you know what I mean? So I have a lot of friends that work at real jobs that make. Like the wildest one. Now he's very self-aware, so it's not like we had like a disconnect. But it's crazy when I had a friend that makes 300 grand a year in California. So however much you actually make when you make 300 grand a year, with a very great, you know, salary on his wife too, and they both make a lot of money in California. And he's like, man, I'm so jealous of you, dude. You get to work for yourself. You got all this stuff, whatever. And he was like kind of like, you know, like really like talking about how great it was that my position was like, man, you got to be so, you know, thankful and like happy with where you are, whatever. It's like, bro, I made like $400 last month, dude. I didn't drive anywhere. I didn't eat last month, you know. But the freedom, he really valued the freedom, and it's interesting. But he also understood. He's like, yeah, man, you know, I don't know if I'd necessarily trade. He's like, I'm jealous of your freedom to do whatever you want, but also I don't think I'd trade my security. And so it was like kind of like, oh yeah, there's awareness, right? You know, just like I'd love his security. But for me, I don't think I could handle not having the freedom. I'd rather have the uncertainty mixed with freedom than certainty mixed with, you know, whatever. Although what's better in the long run, who fucking knows? Probably a little bit of both. But some people who like aren't friends that I like tell them what I do. Like the guys who install their carpet, they're like, oh, you don't have a real job. You work at home and just draw things all day. Oh, you don't work. I'm like, I work like 14 hours a day. Some days. Like a short day for me is like a 8-hour day. That's like if I start work at 9 and I get off at 6, that's like a reasonable day. If I don't do any work between 6 and midnight, that's like rare, you know. They get to be done their job and go home. Holy. If they have jobs that extend past them, they make overtime. It's like, what the fuck? That's so nice, dude. Work for yourself. The assumption about self-employment is wild. Yeah, it is. Some people get it, you know, but a lot of people that sort of never had the experience one way or the other, good or bad, they just have nothing to relate to what it's like to do something for yourself. And paying into EI and CPP, I have no fucking clue. Dude, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Elle and I have a very, very good, very high-end accountant that takes care of our taxes and monthly whatever and bullshit, that does it all basically for free because he was friends with Ella's dad before he passed, so he sort of continues to take care of Ella and by extension me as like kind of a way to honor his friend that passed. So we are spoiled in the accounting that we get, and I have no fucking clue what happens with half of her. I don't know, dude. No idea. Risk tolerance is important. I see Tara in the corner, so I thought I'd get checking. I am not recording Brooklyn because recording broke my OBS last stream. So today is it for recordings. If I have 60% of the recording like good, it's fine. If there are parts of it that jump around, it's fine. I usually don't have an entire thing recorded anyway, so there'll be a leap in this piece for whatever I do today. But that's okay. It's not gonna be the end of the world, as long as I'm just gonna avoid doing the like I want. There's a satisfaction with having a character's face and hair rendered out because it's really cool the way the lines kind of like form or whatever. But for rendering stuff like anything else, it can just kind of appear. And so I'm just gonna being conscious. Like today, I'm also redoing stuff that I was already done. It's just I'm redoing it in because it's too far from where I was when I started. So it'll be okay, but I'll have to figure it out I have until Monday because like tomorrow's gonna be. Oh no, I have to record tomorrow's project. So I guess I have today to figure it out because tomorrow's gonna be Octus for Fan Art Friday. So yeah, no, I appreciate the reminder, but I'm intentionally not recording today, unfortunately. But goddamn, please still remind me when you think that I might not be recording. Accounting nepotism, that's right. Yeah, accounting nepotism. Yeah, Ella's dad had a lot of like contacts in like the finance, accounting. He worked in insurance before he passed. So, Ella was like 18 or 17, I think, when he passed. So, you know, a lot of those dudes are still like running their companies and stuff, and so they take care of Ella and I in certain ways for things like that, banking and shit, you know. Just want to check in case you forgot. Absolutely, please continue to do that. Please continue. But, you know, the thing about having a great accountant for your taxes has made me realize if you are self-employed, you should invest in a good accountant. Like, I don't know how much a good accountant costs, but whatever the cost of a good accountant around tax season is, you will make that money back. Whatever the investment in a good accounting is, if you work for yourself, don't fucking TurboTax that shit, dog. If you got arbitrary write-offs and strange esoteric, you know, things that you can do or whatever because you work for yourself, absolutely go get a fucking accountant to handle your taxes for you, because they know shit, man. They're like a money warlock. You know, you just kind of like give them your grimoires, right? And they just sort of like they do like the meme of the fucking old lady just like cackling back into the cellar from Snow White. It's basically that, and they just come out with like, you're like, you don't owe the government anything this year. I'm like, is that because you did really good or because I didn't make enough? Both. You're like, oh, okay. Dark, dude, thanks for the tier 2, man. Appreciate it. How you doing, Dark? I knew it was weirdly handsome in here. I didn't know why. I was like, why is it so fucking handsome in here? Because you were here. I didn't see you before. Okay, cool. Well, now I know why. How's it going, Dark? I feel like you and Ella are probably the cool one-off clients that they always talk about. Like, I work on this fancy group, and I remember they have a daughter with a nail business and husband background, Hollywood stuff. You think so? Because like I write off like the stuff that I write off, you know, for streaming. Like the person that does our taxes at the company is not the guy. He gives it to like this one girl, and she's been doing our tax for a while. And she learned a lot apparently about like streaming and entertainment and stuff like this, whatever, to be able to figure out how to do stuff. So she's like, give me your haircut bills, because if you're like broadcasting or on camera as part of your income, you can write off your haircuts. The only thing that she couldn't figure out how to do was to write off clothing, because for streamer broadcasting, unless there's a certain standard of whatever, like if I was on TV and I had to buy clothes for like the news or whatever to look professional, then you can write off your clothing. But just looking presentable, clothing doesn't factor into that. But like any computer parts that I need for my computer, art books, you know, if I was going to buy trading cards, if I bought trading cards, okay, if I bought a box of Pocket Monster cards or some shit, and I opened it on stream as entertainment, I could write off a portion of that because it's used as an expense for my content. So that's hilarious if you ask me. And I kind of think that I should try and swing that one of these years. Go buy some cards and see if I can write it off of my taxes, you know? Because that's like a lot of these kind of like scammy whatnot streamers and stuff that open trading cards on stream and shit like that. They'll write it off as an expense and then write it off as another business. It's just this whole thing that they get in trouble with for. But yeah, good accounting is important if you have your own business. There's also other little things, small business, you know, shit, that exemptions and bonuses and whatnot. And apparently with us having a kid, there's going to be like other accounting stuff in Canada. I don't exactly know, but most years, like when I go to like pay taxes, the government of Canada is just like, oh, sweetheart, oh, it's okay, you don't know us much, it's fine, you don't know us anything. I'm like, really? Are you sure? They're like, just try harder next year. You know, that's the way it goes, man. Try Canada. I really want to give you money. I mean, I don't, but I'd like to have a year where you at least want my money. So with the US, you got to make sure a true career and not side hobby just to write those losses and commit fraud. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess the reliability of streaming and the fact that I've been getting a Twitch payout from Amazon every month for 6 years now in May is like, right, is like a good thing for me as far as like being able to write off shit. They're pretty convinced that I do this as a thing now, you know. So at least I hope so. Trick is generally folks can only write off if they've got the revenue to offset. Yeah, I mean that's a nice thing about like with what I do, I could probably find stuff no matter what if I really wanted to. Like I desperately need a new computer in like every way, so I could spend 10 grand on a new computer. Now, I don't have 10 grand to spend on a new computer, but if I needed to, you know, to find, it's not like I'm sitting here at the end of the year like a lot of big companies where it's like, we have too much money, we need to buy shit to be able to, you know, write it off. That's never been an issue for me, but in theory I could, you know, like every expenses for the business travel that we do for conventions, that's all write-offs. Food and gas to get to those conventions, that's all a write-off. There's a lot of stuff that, like, what's weird though is I'll talk to other like little people artists, like nobody's just like me at conventions, like little artist alley fucking goblins, and they'll all be like, they won't have any idea. They'll like, the last convention I was at, there was a group of small artists, like not like the big end cap artists, but like little peepos, that we were talking about. Like we were talking about why I was so expensive. They're like, yeah, I don't know if I'll come to the conventions again because like it's so expensive, whatever, to do this and Airbnb and blah 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 and all this shit. I was like, yeah, well, thankfully, like thankfully at least all that's a write-off. And they all it was 4 fucking artists peepos, and they all looked at me and they all stared at me and just like blinked at me a couple times. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, what do you mean a write-off? A write-off of what? Like you don't like worry about it? Like what? How do you get it for free? Like what? Like no, like a tax write-off. Like this, like if you travel to commit, like this is all a tax write-off. Like I was like, you're saving, like one girl, there was 4 girls, one of them lived in Edmonton, 3 lived in, well, one lived in fuck off nowhere, Alberta, and then 2 lived in Calgary. And so 3 of them traveled in, and one of them was from Edmonton. And I was like, well, you at least, like, you all like save your food expenses and stuff, because it was like, you are from Edmonton, but like the food you eat this weekend is still an expense for the whatever, like you can still write it off. And she's like, what? Like, yeah, it's a tax write-off because it's part of your business. So any expenses you incur by going to the convention, I'm like, I paused for a second. I had this terrible, like horrific sort of like thought. And I was like, you at the very least all write off the cost of your tables at the convention. And I remember all four of them just started looking at each other confused. Like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Oh, you're so fucked. Oh no, they had no idea. Now I hope they can go back retroactively. I think there's a grace period where it's like you can write off an expense from X years ago. So hopefully they can write off like previous year's tables as well or something. I don't know how that works. But yeah, dude, terrifying. Actually though, what you say worked like that. I remember being under the poverty line, still owing 144, 236 once. I didn't start getting money back till I got married, even though nothing else changed. It's not free, but it's business expense, so you might get some back. Yeah, well, I mean, you don't get back, but you just don't have to owe the taxes on that, you know. So, yeah, I know a lot of artists who don't even do taxes. There's a lot of artists that don't even like pay the government. They're just hoping they don't get audited or some shit. I don't know how it works, bro. But yeah, Taco Bell is a write-off for Ella, so you know. And I wonder if I somehow made Taco Bell content of the day. Like, if I do a Taco Bell eating challenge on stream, is that considered part of my content? Do I get to write that off? Hey. A lot of folks are good at X. They go to business around it, but they haven't learned some biz 101 elements that can tank them. Yo, actually, like, fucking facts, bro. Direct the effect win isn't 100%, so lower expenses is still a win, as you only save your effective tax rate. 100%. Yeah, it's not like anything is free, right? When you get to write it off. 100%. But it is just like when you have the opportunity to lower your overall income that you owe on by a certain amount, because you're paying like $500 for an artist alley table. It's like that's $500 that you don't have to pay the government taxes for, basically, the next, like, the income of that, or, I mean, you know what I mean, right? But just trying to explain the basis of it to the artist peepos was, dude, it was horrifying. I hope they figured their shit out. I really hope they did. Because there's no way, like, the amount of money that it costs to go to conventions, to travel and all this stuff, holy shit. If it wasn't a write-off, good God, we would never go to a convention ever again. Wouldn't be able to. Would not be able to. You guys would never see me at another con ever again. I'll be a house hermit. A domestic house husband. Ella can go off and get her engineering job back and make money, and I'll be a stay-at-home dad, domestic house husband, cooking and cleaning, looking pretty and shit. You know? God, the art crew is over at that point. Cons becoming even more unattainable for creators. Dude, so the thing is, Steve, if it wasn't for, I don't make any fucking money at conventions, basically. Not worth my time. Like, if I go to a convention, it's like, if I was on my own, it wouldn't be worth it. The small amount of money that I make in a month, in a weekend at a convention, it'd be better if I just took commissions and just did like if I just opened like 5 or 10 coffee slots that weekend and just blitzed through them, I'd make more money at home. But the fact that Ella does so well at conventions with Blackwood Dice, it's like, okay, then yeah, it's worth it for me to have a table there. Because if I'm already paying for us to both go, and we're already paying for us to both be there, and us to both have a table, and us to both be eating out, whatever, may as well just have my table beside it. Exactly, right? And then I sell some prints and meet people, and it's cool and it's rad. And sometimes I do very well at conventions. Other times I pay my table and then make a little bit, and it's kind of like, okay, that was cool, but like, you know, what did I make? Like last Edmonton Expo, I made, I think, like $400 in like profit, right? But for me, it would have been so much better if I just like stayed at home, did 3 coffee commissions that weekend. I would have made like 400 Canadian is like what, 300 US? If I did 3 coffee commissions, that would have been 375 US, which would be like 5 something, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that would have taken me an afternoon, as opposed to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'm tired on Monday and whatever, and I don't stream because this and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked. But since conventions are so good for Ella and she sells so many fucking dice there, then it's like, it's really chill, you know. And my setup is nothing. Her setup is a lot. Her setup is like the difference between our two setups is pretty stark when you see the two of us together. Like, mine doesn't look like shit, but I also have a setup that I try and keep very compact. I go to Insta and I scroll down a little bit. Our Edmonton setups looked like, where art thou, yon Edmonton doth setup? Wait, what? Is this just reels? It's everything. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know. Oh, you know what I'll do? I can go to Blackwood Dice. She has her setups. Or at least hers. But yeah, so like, this was a convention where we only got one corner table, so I took this one table, right? And then she took the other half the corner. And this was a market, not a convention, right? So it's like, hey, mine's just some stands and some cubes, and then my prints and whatever. You know, hers is like fucking these things and the boxes and the trays and the whatever, the what it's substantial to bring her shit to conventions. When we both have to like kind of merge together because we have like one table, it's not bad. But yeah, basically I'm there for free, more or less. You know, for Edmonton Expo, this is her table and this was mine. So I had the big crossbar thing in the back, but like it's basically free for me to go to the conventions with her. But if it wasn't, Steve, I wouldn't go to as an artist that doesn't do fan art, I would never go to a convention that wasn't local ever again. It would never be worth the travel. I would lose so much money. I'd lose like $1,000 every weekend of just expenses and shit, you know? The other thing besides prints, so I bring, Ella sells bookmarks and stickers and keychains that I make. And they do really well. Bookmarks and keychains and stickers, specifically the bookmarks that I make. I still don't have them in my print store. So sorry guys. I know I've been saying I'd upload them on my print store since Christmas, but you know, I was gonna do it in the new year. Then we got fucking sick. So it's gonna be a thing that's gonna happen early March. So first weekend of March is gonna be a big update on both of our shops, and Ella's gonna have I'm gonna have all my Ella on her website's gonna have all my bookmarks and stuff because it's easier for shipping. That it doesn't anyway. So there is things that I do that make a lot of money, but there are things that integrate into Ella's setup that I wouldn't need to be there for. You know, if I was to go to a convention on my own, I would still bring the bookmarks and keychains and stuff that I do, and it's great. But that stuff I consider it sort of part of Ella's stuff anyway, because Ella and I don't consider a division between our businesses. You know, like people say like, oh, it's so nice you support your wife's business. That's not her business. Blackwood Dice is not her business. It's our business. She just makes all the dice for it. Evan Blair Art is not my business. It's our business. I just do all the art for it. You know what I mean? Like there's no division between Ella and I, between what we own and what we do at conventions, whatever. There's no place where Evan Blair Art begins and Blackwood Dice ends, vice versa. So for Blackwood Dice going to conventions, she would still bring my art and they'd still sell products and stuff there, you know? But if I'm just going on my own or my part of the business of just the prints, it's like basically all I have. For this next year, I'm going to have adventures with me and physical copies of like the Astral Knight and stuff like that for Eldar. So I hope the TTRPG stuff. So yeah, from ArdCon all the way to Edmonton. So from April to September, the con season for us, where we have like 10 cons or 12 cons in that time. I'm really hopeful people want to buy adventures and like TTRPG stuff for Eldara. Don't know if they will. I'm not counting on it, you know, whatever. But I will have physical copies of that stuff there. And so maybe it'll be better and more worthwhile. But also this year's going to be asks. I have to do all these conventions myself because Ella is going to be like, if Ella does come with me to, let's say like our first, so baby's due in mid-May. First convention is the first week of June. So baby will be 3 weeks old for ArdCon. And so Ella's probably not coming to that. I'm probably doing that all by myself. And the next weekend is Millerville Ren Fair. Baby's 4 weeks old. I'm probably doing that all on my own, you know? And then 2 weeks later after that, baby's 6 weeks old, and I have to travel to Edmonton for GameCon. And so Ella might come with me to GameCon. We might bring a baby and Ella to Edmonton, but Ella's 100% going to be back at hotel taking care of baby. He's probably not going to come to GameCon at all, maybe for an hour or two one day or whatever. So a lot of print sales that I make at a convention don't come from somebody walking by and be like, cool, I want to buy that. It's like, yes, sir, here's the print, give me money. It is someone being like, oh, cool, what is this? And I get to talk to them for a while. They're like, oh, that's really cool. And so it kind of sucks because if I have to sort of like wash our two tables, I can't talk to people and Ella can't talk to people, which means I'm going to make way less sales. So might be just complete ass this year for the Evan Blair art side of our thing or whatever, you know? You diversify things like cards, sketchbooks, stickers, pins, playmats. You turn a much bigger profit. People don't buy prints anymore. They buy stuff they can use. 100%. That's very wise, I think. A lot of artists are behind the game on that. I'm going to be doing a big merch order from Vogue Race and a couple of other places in like probably March, Steve. And I'm going to be doing stuff like that, like having notebooks, the better bookmarks, so I don't have to print them by hand anymore. I'm going to pins and a couple other things like that, because I think you're absolutely right. I think just going based on prints is like, unless they're prints of hot anime booba free run that everybody wants, they don't do that well. But the people that do buy my prints are really excited about it. People are so fucking excited about like getting the dragon prints or whatever, because you just don't see it. So it's really nice when I do see people at conventions that want what I do, because it's like they're like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. But it's a very small population of people that go to conventions, you know. Make a sketchbook coloring book with your uncolored line art. Watch it go burr. You think it would actually? And that's a great idea. I kind of like to try it. I do know you mean my wife and I have a similar arrangement. Yeah, there's no like Ella and I. We got financially. We started dating when we were 17. We got financially married at 18. We got formally married at 24. Ella and I have never been a separate entity. You know, we really took the fucking union idea, the marriage of two halves, pretty literally in every way. So yeah, there's no place where it's like I don't support Ella's business. You know what I mean? That's like, that's mine. That's ours. That's we. There is no I in the fucking married we. And a lot of people don't get that. And like, sure, whatever, do whatever you want. If it's your fucking life, your fucking relationships. But for Ella and I can't imagine not being like married. That's why I don't like the term. I don't like when people call Ella or I each other's partner. It's like partners like does not describe the level and degree of fucking melding there is, you know, with our lives and always has been. But I get the efficiency of the term partner as opposed to like boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It's, sure. It's just kind of funny to me. But like, oh, it's so nice. Like, wow, like she's like your wife supports your little art business. Like, what do you do for her? Ella sacrificed everything. Ella sacrificed her career to work a shit job for us while I tried to make enough money as an artist while I was building my career for the first time. Ella gave up her job as an engineer and her future as an engineer completely because she believed in me without any exception, without any wavering. She never second guessed whether her giving up her potential career was worth it or not, because she always had unshaking, unwavering faith in me, right? And that's just the way it is for us. Like, that's the way it always been. I'm extremely, like, you know, the support from her has been ridiculous. So, you know, with Blackwood Dice, the fact that she decided she wanted to start doing that when she had to sort of like figure out what the fuck she was going to do, it was like, okay, we're all in on this, you know? We are all in on this. This is now our identity, is we do this thing. This is the thing that we do. Right? All my recent shows, I bought a ton of prints, some originals, and some unfinished RPG monster cards. Made bank on cards, almost nothing on prints, no origin. What do you mean on RPG monster cards? Like with stats on them and stuff, or what? You should just fill a floppy paper booklet with your line art, never be able to print enough. Interesting. I'm gonna try that, because I think I can actually print those myself now that I have my fucking book cutter thingy. I could try making I could try like making 10 for the next convention and seeing if they do well or whatever. Right? You're extremely fortunate, man. Where would it be without our legendary wives believing in us? I would legitimately be dead. I would be a fucking statistic. without my legendary wife believing in me. Oh, I 100% never take it for granted for a second. The kind of fortune, like it is impossible for me to complain about life's misfortunes because I had the deep and profound fortune of meeting Ella fucking Blackwood when we were teenagers. 100%. Oh yeah, I agree. 100, man. Ella, that's why. So like, to be real, some people have questioned whether or not me, like for the first 3 years of me streaming and doing commissions, I think I made about $300 to $500 a month most months. I made something like $1.50 to $2 an hour. And like, I had parents being like, oh, like, you're getting further into debt to try and survive this. Like, is this a good idea? I'm worried about you. Maybe you should find a stable job and then you can do this later, pursue this on the side, whatever. The thing is that Ella sacrificed everything for this for me. So when any of our parents or family or friends or people who care, whatever, were like, maybe Evan, this isn't working out yet. Maybe you should think about something a little more safe or whatever. People would say things, they would try and invoke the husbandly responsibility. They'd say, well, it is your duty to kind of like, you know, provide for your family and like be part of this, like, you know, the two of you are working together to bring income and like whatever, you know. And it's like, you have no idea what she gave up for me to do this. If I gave up now, then all of her sacrifices go to waste. All of them. So over my dead fucking body, I can make $200 a month for the next decade and I'm not going to give up, because Ella gave up everything in her career and never complained, never even thought it was a bad idea. She never once questioned if it was the right decision. I questioned it all the time, like, God, maybe I should, like, whatever, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I should go get a job and do whatever, maybe I should go get a studio, whatever. Every single time Ella was like, why would you get a job at a studio when you can build your own thing one day and have it be like the most successful IP that mankind has ever known? You know, this generation's Star Wars. She never questioned it. And so that's why I would never give up on Eldara, ever. I would never give up on streaming in Eldara and all this shit, because if I did, what the fuck did she give up her career for, you know? And a lot of the elders had a hard time understanding that. But I think they got it and they respected it at a certain point in time. But it's, yeah, man. Fortunate, like, it feels kind of like a word that doesn't quite yet capture the entire gratitude that we have for our wives, right? You know, did a goblin card, didn't have time to set dat them, but I put space people to write their own stats on the back. That's genius. Holy fuck, that's genius. Good God, how big were the cards? Did you do them like proper like Magic the Gathering kind of like playing card size, or did you do them bigger? Made those a year ago and they're still not done. I should get on that. The ever expanding, never shrinking pile of, oh, I should have finished that shit, right? I have a panic attack in the shower at least one time a week over a thing that I was supposed to finish more than 8 months ago. 2.5 by 3.5 playing card size. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly like shit. Fuck. And then I also do my trading cards. I could do them as random monster packs. If I had 20 plus monster sketches, I could do them as randomized card packs too. Like, I bought the fucking $3,000 printer so I could make the trading cards for Eldara trading cards. That could be my next project, just doing a monster trading card set. Dude, Steve, I had thought about doing monsters and magic items as trading cards, but I wasn't sure if they would sell. I wasn't sure, but I had this idea, this intuition that was like the next thing I wanted to do after the Eldara trading card set, you know? Adults don't know shit. Yeah, true, bro. I like the magic item cards. Yeah, the magic item cards I already have. So I did magic items. I did magic item cards at conventions for a while, and they did really well, actually. I sold packs them. I just didn't make a next set of them because, but you know what's really cool is when I had people buy them at one convention and they'd come back like a couple like months later at the next convention, be like, yo, did you have like set 2? I'm like, no, I don't, you know, I'm sorry, not yet. And they're all excited for that shit. way ahead of you. I better get mine done before you go into my market. Thankfully, Steve, I don't think that unless you plan on coming up to the Great North in Canada and going to conventions around here, I don't think our markets are ever going to overlap. You know, I think we're good on this one. I don't plan on going down to the US until you guys decide that I don't have to fucking pay infinite money just to cross the border with my stuff. Which part of Canada? Basically, Ella and I are only doing conventions in Alberta. Conventions in BC and then out east. The East Coast conventions are the big ones, but the problem is travel is just so unbelievably expensive. Like, so we've got a friend that we do a lot of conventions with, Ella's friend Selena, who does Sewn Geekery. That's her brand. So Selena does all the Canadian conventions. And Selena was just at some big convention, I think Vancouver, but she does, yeah. So she's at, you know, in Edmonton, she's in Vancouver, she's all over the place, and she does these conventions all over Canada. Yeah, this was Vancouver Expo. She'll tell Elle like what the price of a convention and the cost of travel and all that is. And so Selena, she's really good at narrowing down her expenses. So she stays at Airbnbs and gets flight seat sales and whatever. But even then, she'll say that the total cost of going to like Toronto Expo is like $5,000. And it's like, there's no fucking way that we would make that back and then make it worth our while to go to that convention. So honestly, I think that basically because of the way Ella's setup works, I think that if we ever have to fly to a convention, we won't do it. And so the problem is where we live in Canada is Alberta conventions are great. BC conventions are all 12 hours away, and that's just not a drive we're probably going to ever want to make. So Vancouver maybe could happen just because I like the city, but likely not, to be honest. And we have too many fucking conventions all as it is that I wouldn't want to add any others. And then the problem is that if you go east, there is nothing in the next province. Saskatchewan has less people than the city I live in or live close to has as a population. Manitoba's fucking sucks. And then Ontario is finally where it gets good, but that's like a 20-hour car trip away. So we're never going to go out east. So the only thing that I could think of at conventions being worth it is maybe a big convention like Gen Con or whatever down in the US. But I think that like we're basically stuck in Alberta conventions. You know, if it's not a convention in Alberta, we're probably not ever going to do it. I can't see that as a possibility anyway. So likely never going to come down to the US. Gen Con, though, there's a chance that I might go to Gen Con this year just because the project that I worked on in the big secret, super secret project for the big super secret awesome publisher and the cool dude that I did all the work for January for, that book is going to be either debuting or available for purchase at Gen Con, and they're gonna be promoting it and stuff as a big deal. It's gonna be really awesome. So if I was gonna ever go to a Gen Con, this would be a cool one to go to because a big project I was involved in is releasing at the convention. So this would be like the year to go for me. But I wouldn't be going as Evan Blair Art. I wouldn't have a table, I wouldn't have a booth, I wouldn't be selling anything. I'd be just going sort of as like an attendee that gets to go be like, hey, that's the thing that I worked on. This is cool, you know? So yeah, I don't think I'll ever be going to any American conventions. That shit's like, nah, dude. Live a whole Washington state away from Vancouver. Vancouver is hit or miss with conventions. The Vancouver Fan Expo is not as big as you would think it would be for the size of the city, which is really weird, you know? But yeah, you can have Vancouver, bro. It's fine. It's fine, dude. Got some Portland events organized. I want to meet the local Twitch friends. Me and Doomfruit already got coffee, and we want to make a regular sketch group sometime. That's rad, dude. I wish desperately that I had any artists nearby that I could like hang out with. 100%, man. The art pile is for real. I got several D&D class keychains. I've been in that pile for like 3 years. Yep, I get it. Could you lessen the expenses by sharing a hotel or Airbnb with people like Ella's friend? So yes, in theory, but this is where the arbitrary line of I understand now this becomes a me problem. I don't want to do Airbnb ever because I am deeply allergic to certain scents like perfumes and stuff. And so if I go and stay at an Airbnb and they like use a certain fabric softener in their sheets, whatever, because it's not a real company that does it, it's just a person, like I could like have a bad time, you know? And so I stay in hotels like that. Like whenever I go anywhere, I need to stay in a fucking hotel because they have a standardized hypoallergenic whatever type thing. And that's like a thing that I get. That's a me problem. That a lot of artists and people that go to conventions don't have to deal with because they can get Airbnb for way cheaper. And also I don't want to split hotels because I'm a guy that needs his personal space. Ella and I decided, we went to Japan once with our good friend Earl, and I love Earl like a brother, and we shared a room with him. So he had one bed, Ella and I had the other bed, and it was fine. It was totally fine. But Ella and I are definitely, we need a wind down time in our own personal space at the end of a day kind of thing. And if there's anyone that I would go and share a room with again, it would be my friend Earl, because we're super cool and chill. But like, I don't want to be sharing hotel room and then they're coming back at a certain time. We have to be quiet, whatever. They'd be quiet. It's the whole thing. You know, 5 people, 1 bathroom. It's just a whole thing that I don't love. So I know a lot of the convention crowd, they'll do that. They'll like, oh man, like I got an invitation to go to share a hotel with a bunch of friends for Gen Con. They're like, dude, there's only 3 of us in a room. If you want to come down, you can be the 4th. Like I am not sharing a hotel room with 3 other people that are not my fucking wife. Okay, it's just not ever gonna happen. So I get that makes it harder for me, and I know that's a me. Like I consider that reasonable. Some people consider me a prissy bitch. That's completely fine. Wherever your opinion on that is fair, and I'll accept whatever label there. But to be honest, yeah, I'm not gonna if the cost of go or if saving, and like we also stay, when we go to Edmonton, we stay in a nice part of Edmonton, which is like, you know, kind of whatever, because like Edmonton sucks and we all know it, huh? But anyway, we stay in a nice part of Edmonton. The area around the convention center is dirty and dangerous and skeezy and not good, but the hotel is a lot cheaper. So we'll have people say like, oh man, we got our hotel for $63 a night and whatever. I'm like, that's great. That's great. Our hotel costs $140 a night, and it's really nice over there. They're like, oh, you're spending too much money on your hotel. I'm like, nope, because I would not go here unless I could get a hotel that I don't feel literally unsafe in. So, you know, that's important for me. And so we do end up spending more money on our hotels just because like Ella and I's personal travel comfort threshold, whatever, is different than a lot of the other convention goer vendors that we know. And that's totally fair. I understand. I think they're fucking weirdos for being okay staying at a place with some dude shooting up in the fucking parking lot and like hobos, you know, pissing on your car tires and shit. Like that, if that's in your threshold of what's okay at a hotel, I'm good, bro. Count me out of that. If they think I'm too prissy and don't want and think I'm wasting money because I spent $140 Canadian again. This is so like, what is that? Like $3 American, $140 Canadian on a hotel instead of $63 on a hotel. That's fine. Label me however you want. I ain't fucking driving no piss tire to and from the con. All right. Does look great, especially if you choose a chain and get associated members' credit cards. Exactly. We are getting points, bro. Convention circuit becomes a lot more financially viable when you earn points towards travel and lodging. 100%. Yeah, definitely having like being at a higher tier with the points with the hotel chain we stay with really helps out, because they have hotels in almost every major city. So surprising here, considering I've been bumming in your place for months and we haven't had any troubles. Well, Dark, I wasn't gonna bring that up, okay? Jeez, man, I wasn't gonna bring it up. I mean, fuck, bro. What's up, Dorkin? Just sleep in the van? Yeah, that's probably fine. I don't know. Like for Ren fairs, for instance, you know, here's another like me being weird thing. For Renaissance fairs, a lot of people make Ren fairs viable by camping out. I don't want to camp out at a Ren fair and have to use the fucking disgusting Renaissance fair showers they have there, or what a lot of people have camped out at Ren fair, because I made that comment. They're like, oh, you spend too much money on staying in a hotel, you know, whatever, in Edmonton. Just camp out in Vegreville with the rest of us, and you have to drive an hour to the Ren fair every day. I'm like, that's okay. I don't want to use the showers there. Like, you don't need a shower. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's only 4 days. Camp it out. Am I the unreasonable one for wanting to shower every day that I'm at an event? Because at Ren fairs, apparently so. One of the guys literally, dude, we're standing there. One of the guys literally lifts his arm up, sniffs himself. He's like, yeah, that's outdoors anyway. No one can tell. And I'm like 3 feet away from him. And I'm like, do I tell him that I can tell? And thankfully, like one of the other vendors, some girl at crochets, she's like, no, I can tell. I'm like, oh, thank God you said it so I didn't have to. He's like, oh, what? Oh, no, I'll go change my fucking kilt or whatever the fuck he's wearing. So, yeah, it's... Am I the unreasonable one for this? I don't think so, but... Yes, hi, Zelia. Yes.
No, my wyvern, Sylvana did not defecate on their barracks.
I swear to God, if we have to keep paying the paladins for cleaning up eldritch rituals, for your fucking wyverns shitting on their order halls, I'm gonna start taking it out of the guild Costco fund. We're not gonna get the tub of double bubble from D&D Costco again, Azalea. Do appreciate 100 bits though. Do appreciate it.
Why? I don't want
Get it over with.
It's stupid. I hate it. I hate Evan.
Thank you so much, Dark, for reminding me that Miniful doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Wow, I'd almost gone a week without hearing that alert. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I feel like that has replaced the 690-bit meta, though. It is nice. I do think that is nicer than the 690-bit meta. So I should say thank you for that, unironically. So thank you for reminding everyone that one exists, so that the meta changes. American, when someone brings that much of an ass, we say, bro, you smell like shit. Fair enough. No, we do in Canada too. I just disengage with people. Like, people will accuse me of being non-confrontational. I just don't want to deal with it.
Here for some suck.
I will say in 2 different sentences here to separate them. 1, thank you for the 690 bits. And also, I retract my gratitude from the previous statement. And make sure these are separate things. So I still thank you for the bit. That's a lot of fucking bits. But also, I need you to understand that I retract my gratitude for the last statement. So, yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. No, people will still tell you that in Canada. That isn't like a Canadian politeness thing. That is a, I don't like to aggro the mob. And by mob, I don't mean a mob of people. I mean the mob as in like a World of Warcraft mob. Like if I'm walking through Dustwallow Marsh and there's like a red mob that just like comes up and starts like stabbing me as I'm running, I'm not gonna fight it, because if you turn and you hit the mob, then you gain more aggro. Okay? But if you keep running and ignore the mob, eventually it detethers and goes back to spawn. But if out of principle you turn around and hit the mob because you're like, I'm not gonna let the mob hit me without me hitting it back, then you end up dragging it all the way to town for the guards to kill. Now I conduct my life like this too, right? The way I conduct my interactions with people, just when we got our carpets done, one of the guys they were both very nice, but one of the guys was definitely insistent that being an artist wasn't a real job. I didn't correct him. I didn't like, hey man, don't talk with my career like that. He's like, oh, you don't actually do anything for work or whatever. You just draw, like whatever, like must be nice. And what I said was, yeah, I guess. And then I never had to have another conversation with him again. All right. I disengaged with the ad and it de-aggroed. This is the way I handle the crackhead outside the bank. This is the way I handle the racist old guy in the line at fucking Subway. This is the way I handle everything. So when I have the interaction with the guy that smells like shit, I don't want to risk creating more aggro. Not because I like have the like kind of passive personality of being non-confrontational or the Canadian politeness. It's legitimately just dehumanized disinterest. I just don't think of this person as a people. It's just a dog barking. So yeah, I think I don't think that's a Canadian thing. I think that's a me thing, unfortunately, or fortunately. I don't know. I do wonder if Canadians would still call people out as much as Americans. You're probably right. There is probably a difference there, but that I think they'll still talk shit in Canada. I think that's entirely a me being like a pussy kind of thing, in this sense of not wanting to tell the vendor guy that he smells like fucking asshole. I play my life like a hunter, Thork, and guess what? Playing life on hardcore, haven't died yet. Haven't died yet, buddy. All of you fucking warriors and shit out there. Hey, have fun, bro. Hey, keep re-rolling. Call me a pussy that feigned deaths. I don't care, dude. I'm still playing. Oh, he's paying rent. Okay, yeah. Might be the time people drug a world boss to the Alliance capital. Exactly. Yep. When he talks about his mark, makes me think there's a lot more mobs in Alberta than Portland. I don't know, dude. Look, Alberta is a very vast place with lots of different people. I don't want to aggro any of them. I don't want to aggro anybody. I don't want to aggro the market people. Like, you know what? I don't know. Steve, tell me if this happened to you. I have had the experience since Ella's pregnancy and Ella, it's funny, Ella totally agrees with this, Ella has had the experience of the women that she meets giving her unsolicited advice she didn't ask for. And it's really funny. It's like you roll the die. If you have like an acquaintance or whatever, you tell them you're pregnant, you get like on a like a 12 or higher, they start giving you unsolicited advice that you didn't ask for. For me, from those same women, they're mad at me for something that I'm gonna do wrong in their opinion. Like just at a convention, find out Ella's pregnant. They're like, "Oh my god, that's so great. You're glowing. You're pregnant. You got to make sure you're taking care of her. She's pregnant, Evan. If you aren't doing this, you can't make her lift stuff. You got to make sure she's not doing whatever." I said, "Why do you think I'm doing any of that?" They're like, "Well, I don't know. I just telling you shouldn't." I'm like, and that's why I said to one of them was, "Great. You shouldn't beat your cat." They're like, "I don't beat my cat. Why would you assume I beat my cat?" I was like, "Why do you assume I don't take care of my pregnant wife? Shut the fuck up." And like the amount of people that were just mad at me over something that maybe, I don't know, their fucking husbands or some shit did. So like just de-aggroing from any environment with any person. Last time, dude, I get told you got to make sure you don't do this, whatever, blah, 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 all this stuff, whatever. I don't say, "Bitch, who the fuck are you to tell me that I shouldn't, whatever, get the hell out of my face, weird old man at KFC." I'll just walk away, man. I just walk away. I just let the dog bark, bro. So I don't know. Maybe it is an Alberta thing. Maybe it's a Canada thing. Either way, I just de-aggro from the pack, bro. I de-aggro as fast as I can. Volunteering for Lunar New Year's Festival this weekend, and they're partnering with an anime mart. It's gonna be 100 vendors. Any tips for me so I don't spend $10 on keychains that breaks in 2 uses. If you buy a keychain, Sabine, that has here, you know what? I got tips for you. Here. I can solve this, Sabine, so fast for you. It's not even funny. Vograce is the site where most people get their keychains. Vograce's keychain quality is really good. Okay. Vograce is also known for having a really good clasp for their keychains and also clasp shapes. So if you see any clasps that look like this, the star is very popular. So is the bow. If you see them with this kind of like, you know, lock looking clasp right here, or any of these cool, like, you know, cat face, whatever, shell, any of these little keychain things, and the keychain looks like all fancy and like glossy and shit, and a lot of them have like a bit of like a holographic shine to them or whatever. If it looks like this, it's probably gonna be in the range of $10 to $15, some Canadian, so maybe like $10-12 US or whatever. Good quality, great quality. If it's just like a ring, like a little like kind of like, you know, like key ring type thing, avoid that shit like the fucking plague. Okay, fancy polished hardware, whatever, you're good. Not polished hardware isn't cute shape, avoid like plague. I have my weapon. My weapon keychains that no one can order because I still haven't put them on my fucking print store are all from Vogue Grace, and they're all phenomenal. They're the best. I've ordered keychains from a couple of different places, and Vogue Grace is the best. But I realized that probably 90% of vendors also do that from Vogue Grace. So if it doesn't look like this, fucking avoid that shit. Or if it's $5 or less, avoid that shit. There you go. Easy clap. Does it break when you turn the key, or does it break when you use the chain to yank it out of your pocket? Yeah, both of those things are probably not good. So yeah, Shoujo, that so Vogue Race is a place. If you go to Artist Alley, a lot of most artists that do Artist Alley as like a thing, they will buy their products and get them printed and handmade or made from Vogue Race. If they're not hand making it, they're getting it manufactured from Vogue Race. Vogue Race is like the Artist Alley company. They have all kinds of products, from fucking, you know, bags and blankets and pillows and plushies and books and keychains and shit like that, stickers. Vogue Race is the place that most like people who kind of professionally do Artist Alley, until they get to a point where they're starting to find where they're building a manufacturing relationship. So like one of the artists that is local with me, Sabtastic. She's not a convention artist. She is a giga convention artist. So she's a big end cap, like fucking, this is her career, man. She doesn't do conventions on the side. She does like 30 conventions a year. Sab, when she orders pins, for example, she spends like $20,000 on pins for her order for the entire year. So Sab isn't a Vogue Race user. She doesn't get her pins through Vogue Race because she goes straight to a manufacturer and has like a business relationship with them. So she doesn't order through Vogue Race. She's too big for that. So artists that are not like giga convention artists will usually use Vogue Race for their stuff. So I had no idea it was like a one standardized like place or company, but apparently it is. So you know, website name might be useful if I ever get a table at a con. 100%. Yeah, absolutely, Thorkin. And also you do get better. So like the previous years, I've used a friend of ours, Lauren. I've used her Vogue Race account because as you order more stuff in Vogue Race, you get a bigger discount. You get a better rate, more or less, as you become a bigger, you know, vendor, which really helps out in the long run, like 20% off, like pretty quickly. So we just ordered stuff through Lauren for like all last year, but this year, because we're like, okay, we're doing conventions, we're doubling down, I'm gonna actually make merch a serious part of my like convention space. We're gonna like, we've set up our own account and started doing our own orders through it. So, you know, we got like all the stickers that we have at like makers and stuff, and that the retail space, because like Ella has the retail space in Calgary, the two of them. If you see her posting about it ever on Instagram, the shelf that looks like this is our maker's space. So all the keychains and stuff and whatever and bookmarks and shit, we sell at 2 shops in Calgary, and they do pretty well. Like January, February is a bit slower, March is a bit slow, but like before Christmas, it was insane. It was like a free convention for us. So paying rent for the rest of the year just to have that, you know, part of the year is actually worth it. So with doing that, doubling down on merch, having 2 makers stores, we decided we're gonna like do the investment and get our own Vogue Race account, do the whole thing and whatever, you know, and it's worth it. It's worth it. So if you have a friend that does conventions and they have an account, Thorkin, maybe see if you can get in with them if they're doing an order. And you'll be like, it's not just like I save, you know, 10% on stuff, but I have to deal with like going through a friend. It's like you might save like 40% on stuff. So it's very much worth it. 100%. One limits combo 2, is it still possible to finish the Bard, or is it 1D1000 time? We are definitely probably going to be rolling a D1000 at this point, Sabine. We are probably, unfortunately, going to be rolling a D1000. Like at the end of stream today, I will roll a D1000 and we will add that to the time, and we'll have to add a D1000, unfortunately. Likely. Unless I just decide that I'm going to be live until tomorrow. At which point, you know, you're good, Steve. We're just chilling, bro. We're just chilling, man. I ain't worried about it. Steve, I just came off of the most like hectic fucking like 6 weeks of my life, with Ella and I both being turbo sick, Ella not being able to take anything for it because of pregnancy, bouncing that fucking plague between us, then getting our house redone, going to the ER because Ella hurt her back, fucking having early labor, whatever, nurses freaking out around her and shit like that, the whole thing, coming home, everything's healthy, baby's good, carpets need to be redone, I have to do it all by myself because Ella can't even lift a fucking glass without hurting her back. Like, then that was all in between. That was the 3 weeks of 15-hour days for finishing the big project. This week I have zero expectations this week or next. I am straight fucking bing chillin'. Okay, if I don't do shit on stream for every stream this week and all the way through next week, that is absolutely fine. Okay, the fact that I'm not playing Diablo 2 Resurrected right now and I'm actually drawing on my tablet, that is a win for today. Okay, the last 2 nights I've gone out to the mall to play Pokemon Go because it's a pretty big Pokemon Go week for Pokemon Go fucking 35-year-olds that want to embarrass themselves at the mall by going as they raid a Primal Groudon. Okay, but between that and playing Diablo 2 Resurrected and still putting away the fucking chaos that is my destroyed house, it's still not back in order, I don't think it's possible to derail my streams at all for the next week and a half. I have zero expectations of productivity. We might not even we might not even roll a D1000 at the end of the stream. I might just lie and not even roll a D1000. I might roll a D100 and just gaslight everybody into thinking that I said it already and that it would be a D100. And if anyone brings it up, I'll just ban them for a week. I don't know. Okay? Like, do you know how long Thorkin's been waiting to execute Order 66? If I tell the mods that anyone who speaks of the truth and does not support the conspiratorial gaslighting, they get banned for a week, I will have every mod that I've ever had in this stream in this chat waiting for someone to bring it up. We might even see Bizzo again. Holy God, but Daria will come back and get remodded for the week just because she gets to fucking time someone out for a week. Oh my God. Which I don't really know anyone in my area that does at cons, but I'll keep that in mind. Well, and if you can make some conventions at the cons as well, that can also help. Like, legitimately, when we got so Lauren is a Vogue Race Black member, and legitimately going through her saved us 40% on what we would have gotten. And so it's like, that's fucking huge. The stickers that we were gonna spend like $500 on, she got for like 300, and it was like, holy fuck, you know. And they were decent quality too, like better than our other, not just decent. They were better quality than the stickers that I was making by hand. They were actually waterproof, which was nice. And like the goal is to move some things into manufacturing while still keeping it all handmade. Excuse me. For the things that matter. Like for Ella expanding Blackwood dice, she's never going to manufacture her dice. She's always going to have handmade dice, but that's not scalable. So how do you scale Blackwood dice as a brand? Well, her having things like that can be manufactured, excuse me, like keychains, like bookmarks, like whatever else that have my art on them that can go to her with conventions that are like, hey, great when these sell because I don't have to make them. Ella is at a point where she is at critical mass. She cannot make more dice in a year than she did last year. She made so many fucking sets of dice and kept selling out at every convention we went to that she was perpetually in crunch mode through the entire time, and then had nothing by the time the advent calendars were due, and then had to crunch for that. So Ella's crunching so hard before baby gets here because she won't be able to obviously do shit after baby gets here. And she needs to have all of her inventory for conventions more or less done before like April, and then I'm gonna probably have to make dice for her for, you know, the last half of the year or whatever. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that, but one problem at a time, one fucking thing to deal with at a time. So for her to expand, it's not about making more dice. Like people will say like, oh, can I get like 10 sets of dice from you. And she's like, sure. Oh, can I get a discount and get them for like half off? And she's like, absolutely not. Because since I have to make them all by hand anyway, if I just made 10 more sets of dice and sold them at conventions, I would sell them all for full price, right? So sometimes people will approach her for that or whatever, and she always has to tell them, nope, can't scale that way. So doing more Vogue Race, more like merchandise type things, putting forward more of a Blackwood Dice as a brand for around her dice as opposed to just the dice is like going to be a definite goal for this year, I guess. So Vogue Race is plain rings. I bought some with that, but they're really thick and large and shiny. Yeah, what I meant by telling Sabine to avoid just like the shitty little like key ring, kind of things. Those ones are the ones, like the Vogue Race ones, even the plain ones look really good. I think, I'm not sure if I have any of my keychains up here. Actually, let me see. I should really put these on my print store, shouldn't I? Oh, bookmarks. Fuck yeah. Bookmark. What the fuck is that? Guys, look what I found when I looked for keychains, man. I found Alpha Realms of Eldara sealed packs. Holy man, can you imagine how much these are gonna be worth in 50 years when Realms of Eldara is the next Star Wars? Holy, sealed Alpha, man. This one isn't sealed. 3 sealed, 1 opened Alpha pack. Holy. But I did find the bookmarks. So like these haven't been available on my print store since I started making them because we keep selling out of them at conventions. So for the next year, rather than me making these by hand, they take a long time to make, and having to cut them by hand and shit, and selling them for $10 or whatever, US or some shit. We're just gonna have them made on Vogue Race for like $3 each or whatever it is. So make a little bit less, but in the like, if I have to brick before every convention 2 nights, more or less, to make more bookmarks and stickers and stuff, we just pay for stickers. We just buy stickers, and then I don't have to deal with that, and pay for bookmarks, and then I don't have to deal with that, And then also these are selling at makers. Like this one, Narya sells at makers really well, and so does the dragons that I don't have any in here of, because of course I don't have any dragons left. But I'm going to be adding these to, well, I don't know what it is. It's not $3. It's like, because the thing for Vogue Race bookmarks, to get them die cut like this, plus double-sided, plus having the tassel included already, I think it's something like $1.70 per unit for shipping, without like crazy discounts of buying like 5,000 of them or something like that. So, but whatever it is, you know what I mean? So after shipping and everything and whatever, having Vogue Racer be able to make these and do a substantial order of bookmarks, and then I don't have to brick nights for conventions doing this anymore, so that I can then do more art to be able to make more stuff. Like this is how expansion is going to look for LNI, because I can't do more commissions. I can keep raising my commission rate, but I think my fucking commission rate's already like pretty high, And then Ella, she doesn't want to keep making her dice more expensive. What the fuck's my monitor? How much? Tell me? No, I cannot sell the alpha packs. These have to remain in my archive. These are the only ones that I still have, Dark. Also, I don't think that you have your I don't think you even have your order yet, right? I don't think you even have your first editions yet. How much? No, there's no price. They're too special or too valuable. Save for the baby if they make banking 50. Yes, exactly. Well, the goal is the baby can keep a box of alpha Realms of Eldara cards, and then baby can sell them when he's 18 and pay for graduation and everything. So commissions are the worst. Dude, I have been loving commissions through coffee. Like, this is a character commission through coffee that Brooklyn and my clients on coffee that I've been working with, Zelia in chat, Sabine in chat, Dark in chat, Brooklyn in chat. Like, they've all been fucking awesome. I have removed all the stress from commissions and clients because I only do Skeb style now. So like, this is a character for Brooklyn that she asked for a portrait of. So I did the portrait for her. And then she wanted a full body when I started doing full body. So like, the trust that's placed in me, not having to fucking go back and forth with a client that I met on Instagram that doesn't know if they want to pay me or not, and they want to micromanage every fucking detail. Having it just set in stone as a Skeb style thing is just so much easier than having to go back and forth. Like, I really loved working with my art directors and stuff on this big project, but it was kind of funny where I was like, oh fuck, I gotta get approval for this. I haven't had to send an approval sketch for like 9 months. What is this shit? Like, being art directed by an art director is great. Being art directed by a person is definitely hit or miss. Like, people that I know, they're like sort of their preferences, and I know that we're sort of aligned on what we like in fantasy, like Steve, Brooklyn, you know, is whatever. I great. Like, I would happily do a full art directed project, you know, back and forth with Brooklyn on something like this. But it's great that I don't ever have to risk a random, like, it's like I'm fine having less expensive, more casual Skeb style commissions to avoid the one nightmare client in 10. Because you think like, okay, well, 1 in 10, that's not that bad. It's only 10% of your clients are bad. Bro, people don't understand how detrimental a 1 in 10 nightmare client is. If 1 in 20 nightmare clients is a nightmare for you, bro, it's like you have 20, bro, you can drink 20 half glasses of fucking Sunny D, okay? Or you can drink 20 full glasses of Sunny D, except one of them is piss. It's not fucking worth it. I'm having way more fun doing commissions, doing them Skeb style like this on coffee. It's way better for my overall chill and whatever. And like, hopefully so far people have liked it. So that or Brooklyn's just been nice and fucking hates this character design. She's like, I didn't ask for fucking pleated random bows and shit. What is this fucking trash, Evan? A corset? Bro, I can't even see her fucking harp censoring chest armor, bro. How do I even know that my magic breastplate of recovery is on this character? You know? Did I say give her wavy curly hair? Oh, actually, she might have said wavy curly hair. That's a bad example. Never mind. You got a point. Yeah, whatever, dude. Sketchathon format has helped me a lot. The sketchathons are fun to watch, though, as well. I like working along with you while you're doing your sketchathon. Those are always very chill. Of course, that means more push-up action. No, we're looking at Addie respectfully. Addie will be a respectfully treated character. She's a lady of dignity and class. You know what? We're just gonna put a sweater on her. I think we're just gonna put a nice turtleneck sweater and just cover this whole thing up here. You know, long sleeves, no exposed shoulder. We're just gonna tuck this down so that there's no exposed navel area. None of that. We need to censor this character even further, okay? She's a lady of class and dignity. I have to maintain a brand here now. Addie is constantly cold because she's a tiefling, and thus she is always wearing long socks, a neck warmer, and yeah. In fact, she's basically just a nun at this point in time, so, you know. Got 2 versions for her, one with a turtleneck and the other that is the current one. That's a lot of work, though, you know. That sounds like I'm volunteering for a lot of I don't know about that one, Nick. That's a great idea, man. We're just gonna pocket that for now, though, I think. Yeah. Every character I draw for 2026 is gonna be modest as modest can be. After I was accused of drawing female characters through the male gaze. It was hilarious. I think it was literally Addie on TikTok where someone said something like, must have been a male that commissioned or that was the client or whatever. I think it was literally this character. I think it was literally the portrait of Addie that someone said that on TikTok. I'm not sure. That sounded the kind of comment that I would have deleted because I don't let anyone just like, I don't let negative comments just sit on my TikTok ever. I think there's a repost. Oh no. Maybe it was on YouTube. I don't know. But I was accused, okay? I was accused of being an immodest, typical man drawing overly attractive characters that no woman would ask for. That's why I like I really like having my book talk phalanx. Like if anyone ever accuses me of drawing women immodestly, I have my Praetorian book talk girly guard that will just light someone up in the comments. Like I'll have to delete it because I just don't let negative comments sit on my videos, but it's always funny if I come back to a video like the next day and I see like it's got like 16 comments on it. I'm like, oh god. It's got like one nice comment, another nice comment, you know, and then a third comment with like 14 replies to it. Like, oh god. Oh, okay. All right, let's see what happened. I just read the comments, something like, you know, unrealistic beauty standards with like the heart, like the eye rolling emoji, and then just the fucking same name book talk girly Praetorian guard in there, just being like, motherfucker, where the fuck do you get off telling me I can't be hot in D&D? What the fuck? I'm a woman and I think this character's whatever. Just that poor person that just decides to open their fucking mouth and say some shit. They get absolutely lit the fuck up by the book talk girlies. It's unbelievable. Like I will screen. I haven't posted a video all year basically, but the next time that shit happens on TikTok, God knows if I keep doing work for Brooklyn, it's going to happen eventually. Next time it happens, I'll take a screenshot. Okay, I will take a fucking screenshot and show you guys the Praetorian guard, the fucking Star Wars red guard, the Imperial just fucking lightsaber pikes ready to kill people without mercy in those goddamn comments. Holy shit, it's hilarious. And Selesian, they're telling them off. Yes, exactly. Yep. Could you send me the portrait of the gal with glasses? Yep. I can do that. Where's my fucking note? I thought I did. I'm so sorry, Selesian. I don't have a note. Okay, it's fine, bro. Hold on. This was right on this one. Update. Coffee. Sorry about that. Yep. Okay. Gotcha. 100%. Yep. You can do that shit again. With this one, I'll go to war in the comments. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait, dude. Holy. They have to be bots at this point in time. Actually, they probably aren't. They're real accounts, aren't they? You know? Add more support to the core set to get more video fodder. Like, actually true, though, right? Not even cap. No, it's fine. I don't get shit talked too much on TikTok for that stuff anymore. YouTube's weirdly the worst one. I am so shocked that YouTube comments are the worst. I would have thought that TikTok brain rot would make TikTok just the dumbest comment section on any platform by a fucking mile, but it's not even close. It is not even close how much worse YouTube is than TikTok, Instagram, anything like that. Like, Instagram isn't even bad. Instagram is usually pretty chilled. It's people being like, oh, it's cool. Like, fantastic idea. Ari, fucking whatever, love the idea, perfect. Frankly, genius. Great idea. What program do you use? Did someone answer? I answered. Thanks, man. You know? Like, people on Instagram are nice, bro. People on TikTok are less unhinged than I thought it was, but YouTube comments are the place that I have to delete almost every single video. Almost every single video I see, because if YouTube auto hides a lot of comments. If you go to a video and it'll say like it has one comment, then you click the comments and it won't show any. You have to search, or you can do. I don't have to do this, you can do this too on any video. But if you change the comments from top comments to newest comments, then it'll show them all. So it'll show comments in newest comments that YouTube was just like, we don't need that one out there. It's fine, bro. You know. So even I don't even delete half the comments that they're so unhinged. Fucking YouTube's like, bro, that's too much. Bro, come on, man. Time to sit down. Not to mention, I wonder how many people, because like on YouTube, you can basically like shadow ban someone. If anyone says some stupid shit on my account, I will more or less just hide them from the channel, which is a shadow ban. So I wonder on how many videos I get like a comment from somebody like shit talking some stuff or whatever that I just would never see. That like there could be a dude out there that got shadow banned on one of my videos like a year ago, and on every video thinks that he's just leaving a comment, you know, calling me a piece of shit, and just I don't see it. The internet doesn't. It's just not there. He's the only one that see. You know, I wonder if that happens. Like I know it happens for big creators, but I wonder if I have any people that I've like shadow banned like that do that. And like I can't see it. There's no way to see like places. Like there's no way to see comments from people that you have like, you know, hidden from your channel or whatever. Zero way to see it. As far as I know, anyway. I'd be very curious if I could look into it to see if there's like a catalog of comments from people that I've just like, you know, they never went through because whatever they said at some point in time that made me just dupe them from the channel, get them gone. Because it doesn't matter what it is. If someone's negative, critical, whatever, if it's fair criticism, unfair, doesn't matter. Weird vibe. For any reason, if I get a comment that I'm like, ugh, fuck, I will just hide it immediately or delete it. I'm not engaging with any of that. I will never engage with a negative comment. Once in a while, I do for a like a meme, where I'll screenshot it or whatever. Or if there's somebody who has left a comment that is an AI accusation, I'll leave it on there once in a while with me saying like, no, I actually do this, whatever, you know. But I get that more on actually YouTube as well. People recently in videos have said that my voice sounds like an AI, which is funny. But recently also the art, which I don't get it, because they're like I remember before Christmas or whatever, just after, there was somebody who made it, who like said, oh, this looks like AI, but they were a YouTuber themselves that did like fucking, I don't know, weaving or some weird shit or whatever. But I was like, wait, you're a creator. You should know what actual AI are. Like, you should know what an AI video would look like. Or you should know that, like, you could go to my channel and see if I stream and then, like, you know, I don't know. It's like, you're too tech savvy to be this dumb. I'm so confused. I guess they're not too tech savvy to be that lazy, but, you know, people will throw the accusations for goddamn any reason now. People, I think, are just hungry to find it, like, they're hungry to witch hunt people, like, you know, using AI, posing themselves as a real artist or whatever. They're, like, desperate for it. You know, they want to be the guy that, like, caught the person. So just trying to, like, I don't know, form an inquisition to anyone that posts a fucking art video or whatever. I found a rhyme or reason for it, but there are times when comment something that I think is completely normal and YouTube disappears it right before my eyes, but doesn't even show me. Really? The fuck? Or a friend like mine who decides to go full Doberman on a bad comment. No, I can't. So the thing is that if, like, what's the saying that if you argue with an idiot, how did that quote go? Never argue with an idiot. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Mark Twain. This is how I feel about engaging negative comments. Right here. Okay? This is the entire reason that I will not light someone up in a comment or whatever, or like, you know, debate with them or anything if they have a stupid opinion about my art or whatever it is. You know? Never argue with an idiot. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with your experience. There it is. It's some variation of, you know, if you wrestle with pigs, you'll end up in the mud kind of thing. So, yeah. It's better be silent and be thought of a fool than open your mouth and remove all doubt. Yeah, that's good too. Maybe think I'm a bot because I comment frequently. I wonder because of that. I know it happens for like me when I comment on a friend's videos. Sometimes they like when they used to or make post videos and shorts from their streams. I comment on a lot of things and I wouldn't see it on the video. I was like, "Are you deleting my comments?" And she was like, "No, I don't know you were commenting on my videos." So, like playing chess with a pigeon, they'll shit on the board and fly away, more or less. I just think that like so the problem with engaging with negativity, whether it's like no matter what it is I think that the negativity bias that I know I have, and I think everyone has, is that if you like sort of if you expend the energy on like in that negative, that's why I don't fucking pay attention to the news. I don't get mad about shit. I don't like, I just don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care enough to like get emotionally invested and engaged in like issues, you know, and people and things. And like when a friend's like, "Can you believe this person said," like, I don't care. Yeah, I can believe a person said a dumb thing and you're mad about it. Wow. Crazy. Thank God you got mad about this thing that a person said, you know. And when it happens to like, you know, your own videos or whatever, I just won't bother engaging that. I don't want to expend the energy it requires to be mad about something. I've seen where that takes people. I've seen them lose their shit, lose their cool. I've seen it with other creators. I think that could absolutely happen with me. So the only way to avoid losing that game, I think, is to not play for me. So give me 1 sec, actually. We'll be right back. All right, let's get it. I really don't want to have to roll D1000. I do not want to have to add 1,000 to the timer. Can't mess around. No more memes. No matter what, my focus will not waver. I will be undistractable. Indistractable. Nothing will take me from my focus. I'm like an Archon from StarCraft. Except instead of needing focus, fucking got it. Holy. I'm unstoppable. I'm like the Chris Bumstead of not losing focus. There's a lot of work to do on her still, though. Oh my god. You know, I did start to finish some characters, like quite a few characters, when I was doing my week of grinding, or 2 weeks of grinding. Start to finish some characters on the same day, so I can do it. I can do it if I try. Made me, you know, kind of sick to my stomach from overworking, but like I can do it, bro. I can do it. I showed myself that I have it in me. It's important to push yourself to the brink once in a while, so you just know next time, if it gets that bad, you're not a little bitch. Quote, Evan Blair. 2026. Maybe. And then when Brooklyn's not looking, we'll add a giant sword. Finally draw a real character. Holy man. You know how long it's been since I drew a paladin? Like a week. Holy. See, there's nothing on the throne. The throne is a meme. When's the baby's throne page? That's an Ella Blackwood question, honestly. I don't know. Ella had to just set up the gift registry for the shower. Because apparently there's gonna be a baby shower. The mothers wanted to throw a shower, so that's gonna, I don't know how to like act at a shower, you know. I always feel really awkward in that kind of position, because like it'll be a whole bunch of like people that like I don't know, that like one of the mothers invited to the shower, or one of the grandmothers invited to the shower, and there'll be some people, obviously some people I know, some family and stuff, but a lot of people, I'm like, I found out like who's invited to the shower. I'm like, I've never met that person. I don't know who that person is. Why would they come to our baby shower? Isn't that kind of like a party where you have to bring a gift? Like, kind of seems a little weird. You know, like I just, it's gonna be like, oh, thanks, person I don't know, for the thing, for the baby. I appreciate it. Like definitely appreciate it. Obviously, like, you know, babies are fucking expensive, and God help me if I could afford to have a kid. But it's just like, I don't know, like, I'm a little worried about it. I don't know how, if I'll like, you know, I don't know how to act or whatever with it. But Ella's been taking care of most of it. My whole opinion on the shower is I don't want to deal with shit, and so was hers. So if the mothers or the grandmothers are ever like, hey, what do you want, this or that? Ella's like, I don't care. I'm pregnant. I'm making a human. Don't ask me to have an opinion on anything, because if you ask me my opinion on anything, it's that I'm hungry for Taco Bell and chocolate cake. So, and I've learned that about Ella right now. In her pregnancy, her opinion on any subject is whether or not there will be food there, and if she's currently hungry for that food. So it's pretty inspiring, if you ask me. Woman knows what she wants in life right now. We just went and got our bunch of baby stuff from storage and whatnot. So, definitely a thing. Yeah, I mean, it's... I've only been to one baby shower, and it was for my nephew. And it's like... I don't know, seemed pretty chill, I guess. There weren't that many people there. Seems like the one for us is going to be a lot more people, so we shall see. Should be fine, right? Ella's like a little disappointed. Some of her, well, her cousins aren't coming to the baby shower because they want to come out after the baby's born to like help Ella out. Well, Ella and I. And so there won't be as much of Ella's family at the baby shower as she had wanted, but obviously, like, you know, when her cousins have to drive hours or fly to come out here, they very kindly offered. Like, most of the family that have offered to like help out or do stuff or whatever, Ella and I are like, we're good, it's fine, don't want a lot of people around. But those cousins are like big sisters to us, so we told them yes, please. They won't be here for the shower, man. Besides, if Ella gets to make a baby throne, it's all gonna be stupid shit. It's gonna be like this Star Wars fucking wallpaper or whatever. We went to last night when we went to the mall because this week is so this weekend is one of the 2 big Pokemon Go events of the year. They have Go Fest in the summer, and then in the spring they have Go Tour. It's a big weekend long event, and I like doing them because they're fun. It's fun to get out. It's fun to go do raids at the mall. It's fun to have a nice day out. Okay, I get it. Pokemon Go, Humega lol, game died 10 years ago. You still play? What the fuck's wrong with you? No, I like doing these events out here. So we went out, and yesterday, so the week leading up to Go Tour, Go Fest, they usually have like cool themed raids or whatever, something to go out and do if you want. And so Ella and I normally don't go out and do that, but we've been trying to go out more and experience the world. So we did that last night and the night before. We both went out. We went out both nights for an hour or two. Last night we went to a mall in Calgary. We went in town, and we went to Pottery Barn Kids. My God, people have a lot of money. Holy shit! I'm like, is this what it's like to be a rich dude in finance? What the fuck? The amount of money that some things cost for babies. And the problem is the Pottery Barn Kids is the place with all the Pokemon shit. So if you want like a cool like Pokemon towel or whatever, how much is this shit? Like a cute little fucking bath towel, $90, dude. I mean, you know, Pokeball beanbag chair, $315. Pokemon shelf, $270. Quilt and bed sheet, whatever, $450. Are you fucking like what? For dude, the kid's gonna fucking like outgrow it and then spill fucking ketchup on it or whatever. Like, who's spending this kind of money on? Oh my God, what the hell, dude? Nap mat and backpack bundle on sale for $100. Oh my God. Glow in the dark wagon accessory. What the fuck even is that? Okay. Yeah, man. People got cash out there that I wasn't aware of. I thought like Pokemon's supposed to be like a family friendly, like a attainable brand. You know? I thought it was supposed to be a thing. Stop using it in no time. Buy them the cheapest everything until they're old enough to complain. Basically, right? That's kind of the thing. That's what I thought was the common wisdom, but apparently I'm just wrong and dumb, Dark. Apparently I'm wrong, dumb, and poor. Like, the amount of like videos online that like you can't trust anyone's opinion on the internet, like content creators, I mean, for like baby stuff. I was like, oh, we should look at something back a while ago. We were like looking at bassinets, cribs, and whatever. I'm like, oh, I'll just look up and see what the recommended thing is. I found a video. It was like this like YouTuber. It was like, okay, guys, here's the essential like list for, you know, bringing newborn home. I'm like, perfect. Hook me up. And the list was like essential, whatever. The budget, because she had like a splurge option and a budget conscious option. The budget conscious option was like 12 grand for everything that your baby needs. She was like, oh, here's this bassinet. You know, it's, if you want the budget option, here's the $700 one, but it only has the self-rocking and self-soothing feature. It doesn't have the this and that the $2,000 one does. But you know, if you want to be budget conscious or whatever, I'm like, bro, I thought this was gonna be $50. The fuck do you mean it's necessary, essential to buy a $600 or $700 fucking bed for like 5 months? I can't trust anyone anymore. I don't trust a single like creator opinion for anything to do with kids anymore on the internet. None. Do I look like I have bored TikTok housewife money? Come on, dog. Definitely cheaper option if you look. Dude, I'm gonna strap my baby to my back with fucking a combination of duct tape and blankets instead of buying a $700 fucking baby Bjorn mom cozy carrier or whatever. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Are you missing a detail? I don't think I am. Delete. Gone. Ha. Ha. Okay. I don't care how much shit I take for drawing too much filigree. I'm gonna keep doing it. No one can stop me. I don't care. I shall continue. Dumb arm jewelry doesn't serve any function besides aesthetics. Oh god. Oh god. What's that? Bro, who even uses phone anymore? Who even calls people? The fuck? I'm one of those kind of people that doesn't answer their phone if they don't know who's calling. There's never something that important that you don't need, that if it's an unknown number, that can't just go to your voicemail. You get burned by it once every 3 years. But the peace, man. Just think of the peace. Think of how happy you are. I do feel bad though. My parents sometimes were like, how do we contact you? You don't see your text messages because you get too many fucking phone notifications. You don't answer your phone half the time because it's like on silent. You don't respond to emails. How do we contact you? I'm like, I don't know. This is a problem for all of us. Like, you think I have a solution? You think I'm not aware of how, difficult it is for anyone to get in contact with me? I've designed my life in a way where it's not easy, okay? I'm sorry my family has to pay the price. Discord, well, that's the thing. Like, Discord, like that's what I would say is, like, look, if you want to contact me, the best way I will see a message is through a Discord DM. So, but it's like, I mean, you don't assume I'm dead till further notice? No, Thorkin. What the fuck? Love to see all the designs. Okay, good. Send me approves. Those ones are on the right, Yeah, send me a fucking letter, dude. Send me a postcard. Oh shit, man. Get a postcard, just say grandma die. I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, you could have called me for that. Ah, shit, man. Maybe I should be more on top of shit for my ooh god. I don't know, man. Get in line like everyone else. Oh my god. You think I can tell my mom to get in line? Come hop in stream chat. They know better. My mom occasionally talks in stream chat, but I said that if you ever announce yourself as my mother, you're getting permabanned. And so I think she watches me on YouTube now. I don't want my family like talking in my stream. So my mom and dad both watch my stream. They're always very excited. Like, oh shit, I saw a thing you're working on the other day. That was sick. Or like, hey, last week you were talking about like how to tie a shoelace on a carburetor or whatever, and as at art school. That was cool. So it's nice. I mean, they do know how to access me if it's an emergency. Like, honestly, I'm sure if there's an emergency, I'm pretty sure they would just say in stream chat, like Ella does. She says Discord. Right? They can cheer bit. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, they can cheer bits. They can cheer bits if they want to get my attention. Yeah, bro. You want my attention, man? There's an alert for that. Hey, just TTS it. Just TTS, bro. Give us a sign. Better not. Better not. Nope. Getting phone calls suddenly again this week. 2 from Comcast. 1 spam so far. I'm worried another data breach from some company happened. God. Yeah, I just don't give my phone number to any company now. Ever. Holy man, the amount of data breaches are just stupid. The amount of nuisance, Silesian, that we have to deal with that shit. I feel it. Okay, how are we gonna do this? How did I do this in the other pieces? We did it like this.
Call us Sweetie Pea.
Joke's on you. I know that's not my parents because they didn't love my brother and I enough not to get a divorce. So it would say mom and or dad. It would say mom and mom's husband or dad and dad's wife. Fucking, you think you can't pull that one over me, please. Please. Ha. God, you thought you could trick me. Foiled again. Foiled again. Got him. Got him. I'm kidding. Jesus, I'm kidding. Relax. Oh my god, relax. Holy. Oh my god, the lack of sense of humor in this family. I can't take it. Neither Ella or I have a mom and dad unit still. You can't fool us. You can't fucking fool us. Yo, thank you for 420. That's fucking sick, dude. Like, that's fucking $4.20 American. Holy shit, dude. That's like a, like, what is that Canadian, man? That's like, dude, after conversion, that's like almost $6. Holy shit. What the fuck, bro? I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Gonna go Hermit. Y'all take care for D&D Battle Royale. Thorkin, good luck. If anyone has this in the bag, Thorkin, it's you. I believe in you. Thanks for chilling, man. It's good to see you today. My favorite artist came in my chat today. Let's go, bro. Literally, Thorkin. Not just figuratively, Thorkin. Okay. Oh yeah. Dude, I saved so much time doing this like selection shit and it looks so much better. And then I can like sketch around it and hatch with it. Ooh. I'm cheaty pantsing, but it works so good. It's like I'm becoming the artist that I always was destined to. Mediocre plus. Mediocre minus for so long, and I'm just finally achieving mediocrity plus results. Dude, wait, yeah, my kid's gonna have so many grandparents. Holy fuck. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with like figuring out like, oh my god. Like holidays and shit. You get so many fucking birthday presents. Let's go. I'm never going to buy that baby a toy for the rest of his life. God, I hope he's a Minecraft kid. Oh my god. If he just wants to play Minecraft for all day long and doesn't want like, you know, Lego and shit. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, maybe we throw some shade layers on this today as well. I started doing that midway. Like I changed my process a little bit on the sketches that I was doing over the last week. I started throwing shade layers in early when I had incomplete line work because it helped me see value better, easier. Like value of the entire piece. So yeah, we'll do that. Did I improve in the hell month of crunch? It's hey hell week, but I realized the whole month. You know, throwing shade, bro. What I do? I'm an artist, man. That's all I do. Everything's just light. You're not drawing. You never draw form. You only draw light. Mm-hmm. Dude, I should get one of those silver pens and fucking calcium paper or whatever to do this work on so that it like ages and oxidizes. And then I can really be drawing light and shadow like the masters. Look like a Renaissance master or a Baroque artist in 500 years. I wonder, hold on, how long does it take to oxidize? So, if you've ever seen, like old artists, like the Vitruvian Man or whatever, did like Da Vinci's sketches? You ever seen all these old artist stuff? This like old weathered parchment look. The parchment yellowing and the ink, like Da Vinci and shit, and these guys and Michelangelo, when they were drawing, it looked like this. Over time, what happens is they actually use a piece of silver called a silver tip. It's like a little prong or whatever they use as a pen that they hatch and shade with. They don't actually use pencil or ink or anything. And then they use it on a piece of paper that has, it's like parchment that's treated with some sort of fucking calcium oxide or something. And when the silver touches it, it like sort of scrapes off a little bit on the paper and then leaves this like mark, right? And then what happens is over a long time, the paper itself like wears and yellows, and the parchment itself, or the silver markings itself, begin to oxidize and go kind of this rusty color. So that's why it's like kind of brown and like old and parchmenty and stuff. That's kind of like a little bit of what I'm referencing here. And like I could, even with my sketches if I wanted to. I've done this on some sketches and it kind of looks pretty dope, but check this shit out. You can do, I'm gonna do this. Grab a big brush. Some Evan Blair Art secrets in here, yo. And you could lock your line work layer and then even like kind of like brush over it with this like lighter orange, kind of like oxidize it, right? And make it even look like it's even more closer to that kind of like parchment effect. So I've thought about doing this for the actual release of the Eldar. I don't do this because it kind of screws the values for people's sketches and stuff, but I was thinking about for the concept sketches for Eldara doing this, and it kind of mimics the same like oxidization process. Like I used to, if you notice on pieces that I've done like recently, I actually am drawing darker than I did before, because oh god, I can't hit my alt now. Wait, how do I sample my color? I fucked up. Hold on. Old keyboard. Please have enough charge to alt. Oh, thank god. Okay. Wait, turn back off. The problem is this old keyboard, this Logitech piece of shit that's broken. That's why I got the new keyboard. It charges with micro USB. And I don't have, like, I have USB-C charging cables here. I don't have fucking micro USB cables, so I can't even charge my keyboard now. It's somewhere in the pile of cords and shit. But yeah, if you look at like more recent pieces versus like, I think that's not how you spell Amelia. This keyboard's so sensitive though. I'm really having a hard time getting used to it. The first pieces are the oldest pieces. Like, oh wait. So this was darker when I was using, like, this is a full brush. There's no texture to this, but this is not 2.0. Where's 2.0? Amelia 2.0.
How exciting.
Yo, Eldred Scribe, what's going on, guys? What's happening? Wait, what were you doing today? Wait, what time is it? The fuck? What's up, Des? What's going on, man? What's up, homies? How you doing, guys? Were you just streaming or preparing a mini? Oh, it was just stream prep. I was like, that's not, it's too early. Ireland can't afford time this early. What do you mean? It's supposed to be like midnight for you guys. Unless I don't know if Raph or somebody was streaming or whatever. That's sick, dude. Yo, guys, if you aren't following Elder Scribe, hasn't been here in a while. So maybe some of the newer EBA viewers have no idea to the level that I love the D&D game that they play. Des is an amazing DM. The party's awesome. Big friends with some of them, you know, my homies over there, and it's a good time. So if you want another D&D game to watch and follow on Twitch, I highly recommend theirs. It's a game that I follow at my leisure, you might think. So yeah, check this out. See how much darker this is? So I've gone darker in my shade. I mean, I'm not sure if it shows up on yeah, that's not terribly dark comparatively on Twitch, but on my monitor it's massively different. Yeah, I'm realizing now I look at my other monitor, it doesn't really show color that well. Like on my Cintiq, oh man, you can see the difference, but even on stream it isn't that much more. Fuck, how to full or borderless on Photoshop. What the fuck is the key? Control P. Nope, that wasn't on. That's still not it. That's, wait, what the fuck? That's print. What the shit? Okay, I have to close it? Oh, wait, hold on. I wonder if I can just do this. Open recent. Addy. Oh, come on, it's easy. Easy. Fuck. Damn it. Open reset. Addy. Okay, that worked, kind of. But yeah, thanks for the raid, dude. I appreciate it. Be good, my friend. I took a mad break, only streaming campaign for a while because new job. No, I feel that, dude. It's been crazy this year. I've been streaming as a lot either. What with being sick and for January, Elle and I were both really sick, and since Elle is pregnant, she can't take a lot of like medications or antibiotics or whatever. So we kept bouncing up between each other. It was just not good. So my streaming schedule, I think I've streamed like I started the Orbathon January 1st, and we're on day 8 of the Orbathon, and it's been 2 months. So yeah, that's congrats it in here. Oh shoot, thanks, dude. Yeah, I announced it in my New Year's stream. I didn't make a big post. I announced it in stream. I didn't announce it on social media or whatever. So a lot of people were like, "What? I didn't hear about that shit." And like, apologies. I literally forgot to make an actual post of it. So yeah, thanks, dude. We're getting a little guy in May. We'll be taking a couple weeks off for that, at least from stream, but I should be pretty solid between now and then. I did tell my chat that between then, I'm just gonna be like randomly on and off. Like yesterday, I forgot we had baby appointment. I had missed up the dates, and then it was like 8:30, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to stream drawing a hot bard today. And Ella's just like, oh, you're gonna stream? I'm like, no. She's like, okay, you can stream after. I'm like, after I get home from the gym. She's like, uh-huh. I'm like, I'm gonna shower. She's like, good boy, what next? I'm like, breakfast. She's like, uh-huh. And then where are we going? I'm like, baby appointment? He's like, yeah, you forgot, didn't you? Mm-hmm. So I told the chat that I won't have a schedule. We'll basically be like, I'll tell you guys if I'm going live today. I've got a thing between now and May. It's not great for streaming, but you know. Oh, he rolls good stats? Me too. Oh my god, what if we don't have a nerd? What if you have a normie? Ugh. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he chooses Bulbasaur? Oh my god. Holy shit. No son of mine will choose a grass type starter other than Trico or Chikorita. Ugh. I'd forgive Grookey and Sausalito if Grookey didn't turn into the worst grass evolution in the entire franchise, and if Sausalito... Actually, no. Meowscarada is pretty good. Sausalito can stay. Grookey. Never have I been so disappointed in evolution. I got there eventually. Yeah. Yep. Took a minute. Because we don't really like big appointments. It's just like, I didn't realize you gotta have like between like month 7 and 9, you're meeting your obstetric doctor like every week. I had no idea. So get a raid. Happy for you. Neat to rope you into playing with us sometime. Time will be harder in the future for sure. No, I mean, my like Ella and I are so chill about timing and stuff, and or about like, you know, the baby's gonna impact on our schedules. Ella's like, I'm gonna chill, you go conquer the world. So I actually want to do more stuff this year, even though it's gonna be like 3 weeks. I'll just be like inaccessible, maybe 4 or 5, like up to 5, but definitely not past then. But either way, it's always a pleasure, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for chilling, Dez. Dude, Dez is such a good DM. It's crazy. There's like some people that have like extremely good, like, you know, just like table presence with running a group. Dez is one of those DMs that it's like, I would say is naturally really good at it, but I know how much work it takes. Like, it's kind of thing. It's like when you're really good at art and people are like, wow, you're so talented, you're lucky. It's like, fucking shut up. I wish I was lucky. So I don't want to say like Des is really like naturally good at it. I assume Des like tried and tries really hard, puts in the most amount of effort they can. But yeah, you guys should definitely go watch Des's campaign. It's a good time, bro. It's a good time. Not necessarily better than the other Gen 1 starters, but better than many of the subsequent grass types. Yeah, well, no, actually I like all the Gen 1 starters. I don't like, I mean, dude, apparently like you have opinions on starters, that's entirely determined by your age. Like what I've realized is that whatever game came out when you were somewhere between 8 and 14 is the starter that you think is the best. Like people saying that like Chimchar or whatever is like the best in slot starter ever. I'm always like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, if we're gonna do this, dog, we're just gonna do the starters. So obviously Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle are all fucking perfect. You can't beat them. I think Cyndaquil's an S tier. I think Totodile is pretty good. And I think Chikorita is also pretty good. This is a me thing, okay? Trico's decent, but definitely not as good as these guys. Torchic's one step below that. Mudkip's like Trico tier for me. Turtwig is like, it's okay. But these fucking dudes, man, the Sinnoh starters sucked. Snivy is decent. I don't like it. Tepig all that much. Tepig can, well, like Emboar sucks, dude. Oshawtt's mid. Chespin sucks. Anakin's decent. Froakie's like okay. Nah, fuck it. Froakie sucks, dude. Froakie's so lame. Rowlet's decent. Wait, where's the other one? Hold on. Oh, Anakin, Froakie, and wait, what? Did I miss one? Oshawott, Chespin. Oh, okay. The cat sucks. The fucking seal's okay. Grookey would be up here, man. But the problem with Grookey is that it evolves into this piece of shit, and that's the worst grass Pokemon. If we're ranking starters only, I'll put Grookey up there, like just the base one. Little rabbit dude is pretty cool. I like him. Quaxley is fucking 0. Sausalito, the little cookie, is like pretty mid. And the fucking alligator is like, okay. This is... Are we missing any? I don't think we're missing any. This is my... Oh, wait, this little idiot. Yeah. Let's put this one... let's put this one here. Well, okay. Let's put... Let's put Grookey up one. Let's put... You up one. Let's switch you two. But you get to be at the top of it. Well, okay, we can do this. Yeah, this is my list. This is my list. And the thing is, it's entirely informed by me being 35. If you ask someone who's 25, what game came out 10 years after the franchise? What game came out in 2005? 2005, I was in high school. I graduated junior high in 2004. So 2005 would have been the first DS game. So 2005 would have been... Diamond Pearl. So if you're 30 or your late 20s, how old are the black and white fanboys that think they're like the best starters? They would have been... Black and white came out in like 2000 and we were playing in high school, so it was like 2006. So they were all like the so the 25-year-olds, the late 20 somethings. They're all the black and white fanboys. You know? They love that shit. Right?
Now this makes me worried about the goodies I got you from the Pokemon store. Evan Ivan Pepla.
What are you talking about, dude? They're all sick. Oh no, I just said, oh, this fucking Quaxley sucks. You got me an entire like, you know, golden Quaxley statue. No, I'm just memeing like these are all I like all the starters. There's only a couple Pokemon that I really don't like. No, we're just memeing, Mel. Don't fucking worry about it. I like all of them, okay? Relax. There's only, I mean, of starters that I don't like. Is there any starter I don't like really don't like? I still want to rank everything
Only
for
the
A.
entire starter stuff is for the damn duck. Nothing special laundry basket.
That's hilarious. No, dude, okay, you know why I can't? So this is unfair because I am not a fan of the evolutions from these. I'm not a big fan of them. Or Rillaboom. These three. So I just can't rank Grookey lower because he's my favorite, like he might be my favorite grass starter on the base. I would swap Piplup and Totodile too, but other than that, I basically agree. You swap Piplup and Totodile, you fucking love the Penguin. You know what? That's fair. Penguin doesn't deserve to be so low. I'll say Penguin does not deserve to be so low. I mean, do you want the real one? The important one is how to clear. How to clear. Clear row images. Clear. Nope. Clear. Wait. What the fuck? No. S. A. You want the real one? Oh, wait. Is it 27th soon? Tomorrow. That's the Pokemon announcement thing. Someone remind me when that shit starts tomorrow, okay? You want about like end, like boss tier, whatever?
Yeah, you're joking. Gotcha. Joking, right? It's only a joke. Absolutely not. Is it truth wrapped in satire?
I don't hate
gotcha.
all. Like, I don't.
Totally fooled up.
Okay.
So sneaky.
You
Joking.
want the real, like the ones that actually matter. All right, we'll do it. Giga. Perfect. Fucking mid. Perfect. Worse than mid. You want me to start offending people? You want the real opinion? All right, here's the real fucking opinion. Mid is shit. Sucks. Mid is shit. Mid as shit. Sucks. Fucking blows. Terrible. That thing is a mega. That's pretty cool. Mid. Almost sucks. Like Dees. The worst. That's all right. Where was I missing? Where was I? Lame. Mid.
The flaming chicken is
mid.
Less than mid. Evan, I think we need to reconsider what our friendship is like right now. Ivan Peplaff.
I'm telling you, man. The absolute worst bottom of the tier. Kind of cool. Did I miss anyone? Did I miss? The megas. Fuck the megas. Yeah, this is right here. This is a 35-year-old opinion.
My top 3 starters: Trico, Totodile, Fennekin. Top 6 would add Charmander, Piplup, and Chikorita.
What is it? What's the Piplup love? I can't stand the fat penguin. You have bias for round little guys? That's fair. That's reasonable. All right. How upsetting is this list now?
You don't have anyone in A tier?
No, because the gap between these guys and the rest of the pack is just like, I thought there's gonna be someone in A. You really want to talk about A? I could be convinced to bump Meganium up and bump these two up, maybe. You want to round out A, close the gap a little bit. As long as we agree that the gap between S and A is larger than one step down, I could do these guys. And I know that Meganium sucks and everyone hates it. It's just a fucking stupid dinosaur with a flower necklace, right? That's fair. Okay.
That's fair. I accept that judgment.
But I will say then we have to move some stuff around then. If we're gonna move stuff around, we have to then, you know, if we're agreeing that tiers are different and whatever, we have to, God, like, how do I add a row below? Dumpster. What?
As a 37-year-old, I'm realizing I'm not a nerd.
Okay.
You nerds.
What?
Bunch of nerds in her.
How are we gonna talk about
JK
D&D
less than 3 love
now?
you
Oh
guys.
man.
But I have no
Shit.
idea what you're all talking about, lol. Not
Shit.
a clue.
Add a row below. Needs God. What? Delete. There you go. No, that's supposed to be. Oh my God. Oh, I get it. I see. There you go. Okay.
In all
What do
honesty,
you think?
when I got back into Pokemon recently and started seeing the later
do you think?
gens, I was just so happy I was so familiar with the first 2 gens.
Right?
After Gen 3, count me out.
I like a lot of the new designs. All right. I'm not that much of an angry old nerd. I think a lot of the new designs are pretty cool. There are some that are fucking stupid, but also I try and remember that I'm not 10. Like, Miraidon and Coralidon, I think they're cool designs, but the fact that they're motorcycles is really fucking stupid. But also, if I was 10 and I was told that my cool Pokemon was a motorcycle, like, we all played Digimon. I thought that'd be pretty cool when I was 10. So, like, you know, fair enough. Like, I get it.
Get off my lawn. Damn kids less than 3.
I don't, and again, I don't hate any of the designs except for
there is one
this
that
one.
is an apple, which is cute, I'm not gonna lie. And then there is one that
Applin.
is a keychain.
Klefki. What about I actually Trubbish is growing on me, but the fucking ice cream cone one, that's one I can't do. I can't do the ice cream cone. I kind of like it because it's so stupid, but like, I don't know. I mean, like, if we're talking megas, then things change here, right? Because megas are both S. Mega Blastoise is like kind of mid. Mega Meganium sucks. Mega Feraligatr is dumpster. Mega Sceptile is pretty sick. Mega fucking Chicken's pretty good. Mega Steroids is like decent.
I know what special IR Pokemon card to add to your goodie bag, then Ivan Pep laugh.
The fucking Fat Pig can go in dumpster. The tank can go mid. Greninja's cool. Also, yeah, he's cool. What other megas are there? Oh, I didn't do Cinderace. Cinderace is decent. Cinderace is decent. Then the megas I'm missing. Oh, Greninja. It's just upside down. I don't get it. It's just upside down. It's the same fucking thing. It's just upside down. What is this shit? Yeah. I don't hate any of these designs except for this one. This is the only one that I really dislike. I don't mind Fat Pig. Fat Pig can go up 1. It's better than the fucking wrestler cat or whatever the fuck Feraligatr is. We share my Cyndaquil collection with a photo upload and stream to collect topics. All right. Let's see. Let's see. See, this right here, this makes me happy. This makes me happy. This is good shit right here. That's good shit. Okay? You got all 3 Neos, Cyndaquil prints in there. You know, the Delta species. You got some Quilava. You got the reverse hollow fucking, the e-reader shit. That's good stuff. See, this is a collection I can get behind. Okay? I can vibe with this. That's a good,
Yeah.
you know?
Shit.
You're also a Cyndaquil enjoyer, is that true? Yeah, yo, bro. Hey, yo. Yo, I mean, look, Sabine, yo, check it. Did you do this, the community day? Bro, look at all them, Look at all them shiny Cyndaquils, dog. Look at it. There's like 4 there, you know? Like, look at that. That's good. That's good. Look at all shiny Cyndaquils. Get to show the evolution. Oh my god. What? Is that the level 50 Typhlosion Lucky? Oh my god. With Blast Bird and Thunder Punch? What a fucking Chad. Holy shit. Max level. Look at how sparkly he is, dude. That's crazy, man. Who would have thought? I love that guy. I leveled 50 that trash Pokemon just because I thought Cyndaquil Community Day was so much fun. Cyndaquil was rad, dude. I think I like the older starters more, but again, that's informed by generation. The only one that I think of all the starters and everything I don't like is the fucking gorilla. That one makes me mad.
May I present to you also in
and not okay. You know what? No, actually, hold on.
No thoughts. D.
Pin in that for a second. Let me just say, Rillaboom, sans drums, would be A tier. If this fucking giant gorilla Giga Chad did not have fucking bongos, I would rate it A tier. The inclusion of bongo, fucking Donkey Kong ass drum here is why it needs God. That's all. Isn't that fucking crazy? That it's just one design decision. Like, that's the thing. I don't, because what I say is I don't actually dislike any of these designs except for this one. But I actually don't like. I like that the fucking grass gorilla is sick. The fucking bongos, dude. The baby polar bear with the snot drop. I can't. Come on, man. Like, it's so cool. And Grookey's just the best. We saw the reveal for the was Sinnoh Galar for Grookey. He's just there smacking shit with his stick. Like, dude. All right, what is this theme page? I present bulk binder page of theme Captain No Thoughts. Why does it all remind me of Yuna? God damn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll admit, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good theme for a binder page. I will say, okay, that one you did okay. All right. Well, I think that because oh shit, yeah, it's 2. I was gonna say it's almost 2. I think that because we didn't finish this, we have to roll a D1000, in fact, to add to stream time. As much as I don't want to admit it.
Coco, all such smooth brain boys smile.
What the fuck is Bailey? What the fuck is this one? Dude, when you have Crocodile and Quillock is so sick. What the fuck is Bailey with this unicorn ass nose leaf bullshit? Okay. So we rolled a D1000, unfortunately, to add to the timer because I didn't finish the bard today. So I'm gonna roll a D100. We're gonna roll the 100 first. D10. A 9. We're 900. Oh shit. I'm gonna be live forever. Oh, sorry. I forgot we go backwards. Oh, I forgot. Oh, thank God. So the last number is 9. Okay, what's the number before it? The number before it is a 6. Wow. Wow. So it's something 69. All right. The number at the front is a 1. Fuck yeah. Let's go, dude. I only need to add 169 to the timer. Let's see if it's 169 seconds, minutes, days, or hours. Minutes. Oh my god. Thank god it was minutes. Because obviously you start with the biggest one. So 1 would be days. And then hours, and then minutes, and then seconds. Oh my god. Thank god. 169 minutes? Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, let me add that to the timer real quick. So that is time add sound. So we got an open control panel. So we got to add time to it. Wow. Oh my god. So 90, 32. We fucking add the time. Why did you just add 2 hours and that's more to oh whatever. so just add any so anything where he started at the beginning of the string, I just reset at the beginning of the string. God fucking damn. Whatever. Alright, fine, fuck it. God damn it. Okay. Wow, man. Can you believe that I didn't get wow, man. That's crazy.
Even if we are starting with the biggest, then would it be 961
no,
minutes?
because it's like how Americans not yeah,
minutes.
That's the thing. It's like the way the Americans write their calendar dates versus Europeans. You know, you got to do it one way for Americans and one way for the Europeans. So we started with the biggest for whichever Americans or Europeans start with the biggest number for calendars, and then we did the other way for the other ones. So, you know, this is a democracy, okay? Okay, this is a democracy. And I want to ensure that the democratic process is properly engaged in. After all, who if not me has supported a democracy in this guild? I have been at the forefront of demanding a safer environment for all of us to flourish. Henceforth, the guild will be reordered into the first Dragon's Claim Empire for a safe and secure society. And with that, my friends, democracy has been completed. So, good job, everyone.
Unlimited power.
No, limited by myself. I have limited my own power. As is responsible. I'm like the George Washington, or what's the guy that they said you should be president again, and he said no, I shouldn't. But maybe it's because he was lazy, but maybe it's because he didn't. I don't know. One of those guys. Yeah, man. Cool. So, thanks for hanging out today before I get copyright violated by fucking Lucasfilms. Disney. Oh God, wait, that's Disney now. I'm fucked. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? It's Thursday for Fan Art Friday, which we will finish Octus. If we don't finish Octus tomorrow, we will roll another D1000. Roll another D1000. I'll see you guys later. Until next time, my friends. Thanks for chilling with me today. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Yo, if you guys aren't going out and playing some Pokemon Go, tonight, they're doing Dialga and Palkia Origin Form raids. And then tomorrow, you could get Kyurem Black and Kyurem White, and then Kyurem and Reshiram and Zekrom. And then on the weekend is Go Tour Kalos with rare spawns and Mega Victory Bell and Mega Malamar and Super Mega Dragonite from Super Mega Raid. It's a new type of Mega Raid. It's not because you need a different energy because it's called Super Mega Raid. And you can also get the fucking Xerneas and you've the who asked why Pokemon. I gotta dismantle a bookcase now. Fuck.